Okay, welcome to tonight's football game between Benedictine and Perry here at Memorial Stadium. I'm Kevin Thomas. He's Christian Gokel. We got some audio worked out here. But
we can control a lot of things. The one thing we cannot control is the internet. So
there you go.
I don't know what government official or who takes care of that, but
we'll
yeah.
We'll make sure we have a stern talking to. But no, tonight, defending state champions times 3. Perry won it last year. BC the 2 years prior to that. As again, and a lot of region competition on the line tonight to stay in the running for a region championship. You lose tonight, Christian. You're talking about beating the New Hampstead Phoenix next Thursday night just to get in the playoffs. That's the line between region champs not making the playoffs. Razor thin here, and certainly Perry beat Ware last week. Ware's at Warner Robins. There's kind of the 4 big dogs, if you will, playing each other within the last couple of weeks, and it's really made this a mad jumble here coming down the stretch.
100%, Kevin, and you mentioned it, a battle of the last 3 state champions in 4A in the state of Georgia, which, I mean, the talent on the field is obviously outstanding, but I think it's a battle between 2 great programs, and there's a whole lot of good football teams, even great football teams in the state. There's not a whole lot of great programs in the state of Georgia, but you're going to get to see 2 of them tonight, and it's great players, it's great coaching, but it's also 2 schools that are very committed to playing outstanding football, and I can't wait to see the action tonight.
And this is Christian Gokel will call this a dudes game. Yes. You got dudes on this side. You got dudes over there for Perry. You're watching them warm up. They're going to go multiple quarterbacks. I don't know. I don't want to say a la Steve Spurrier, but it's more a planned thing. They're going to play 2 guys, both of which can do kind of the similar things, but you were really impressed with some of the guys they have out there, and certainly an athletes-type football game where if you want to win, athletes on both sides have to step up and make plays.
100%. And I'm going to start with Benedictine. We asked Coach Britt, and you're going to hear an interview from him in a little bit, who are the guys that have to step up? And it starts on the defensive front for Benedictine with Cam Cody and Third Scroggins, just the kind of heart and soul of this Benedictine defense. And Cam Cody, really the tip of the spear there. I think he has to be the big guy. You're going to see a lot of flash plays from number 11, Third Scroggins, but Cam Cody, you might not hear his name called all night, but he can do a great job and not record a single stat. He has to eat blocks on the inside and stop any sort of inside run game and force them to the outside, and that's where some great linebackers live and where Third Scroggins lives. Now, for number 11, he has to get after the quarterback tonight, and this is going to be a chance for him to hit some drop-back passers. Set the edge first because they do run outside a lot, but get after the quarterback. And again, 10.5 sacks in his last 4 games. He's just had an unbelievable senior season.
This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. I smelled some out in the parking lot here from the BC fans. It's senior night tonight as well. Barnes Catering for your next catering deal, and getting ready for Saturday football, Friday night football. Barnes Restaurant, great place to go and grab a bite to eat or set up the tailgate for next week. We'll come right back. We'll continue on here in the Barnes Restaurant pregame show on WatchBCSports.com.
Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Groups 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com. Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware.
Walker Jones is your automotive superstore on Memorial Drive in Waycross. All the best brands: Chevy, Cadillac, GMC, Toyota, Nissan, and Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, plus our pre-owned supercenter. And we're the home of the lifetime warranty. Come let us treat you like friends and good neighbors should.
Hey, I'm Mike Cuneo, General Manager at Walker Jones. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Online at walkerjones.com.
Walker Jones.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way. Let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. We're here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. BC and Perry getting ready to go at it here in region play in a big-time contest as we get ready for senior night to take place. We got some seniors gathering up behind us, a great group. And I was thinking about this the other week. This is a class, Christian, that has never not been to at least the state semifinal game in their entirety of their career here at BC. So we'll have time to talk about that as senior night goes on. But this is start number 2 for Omari Burst tonight. And Wayne obviously struggling as a program. He went in and did what you wanted him to do, which is be solid. By and large, just a one pick, took care of the football, ran the offense. Now you step up from a winless team to a defending state champion. So you've kind of hit both ends of the spectrum in your 2 starts here right away. What are you expecting to see from him tonight?
It's really a coin flip to me. I know he went on the road last week and was able to execute very well against Wayne outside of really the first possession. I thought he played an excellent game, but it's the hype this week that I don't know about. And he's a baseball player. He's a guy who's played in a lot of big games already, started every game, as we've mentioned multiple times, as a true freshman last year for Benedictine's baseball team. But this is one of those things, Kevin, where Coach Britt and I talked about it. This is the one sport where you practice more than you play. And the build up to it that you really start to feel through the week when you have the defending state champion coming to your house. You went on the road against Wayne. You didn't have a lot of time to think about it. You had to get ready that week. You had to go and you had to play. He's had this week to kind of sit and think about who he's going up against and what this game means. And you said it there. This team has been at least to the semifinals for 4 consecutive years. You don't want to be the team, but specifically, quote unquote, the guy, and it wouldn't be him.
Right.
But you don't want to be the guy, quote unquote, who lets that team down and you don't reach that milestone. I don't think that's what his mindset's going to be, but he can't play tight, and at the same time, he can't try to force stuff. I think he just has to operate within A.J. DePhillips' offense and execute. And I think what has made Holden Garner and Luke Kromenhog and then Stephen Cannon, when they were really, really good, it wasn't the stretching out the play and throwing off balance and hitting a 70-yard strike. It was they were lethal when they were playing point guard because you have so many athletes around you. You take the snap, you distribute. You take the snap, you distribute. You just execute. And I thought he did really well with that against Wayne. It's just you can't let the hype of this turn you into something you're not. If he stays within himself and just cuts it loose, I think he's going to play well.
Yeah, I think the cross-reference sports here, I was, while you were talking, like you're saying, exactly, point guard this thing.
Yeah.
Your job is to get it to number 4. Your job is to get it to number 1. Your job is to get it to number 7. Your job is to get it to 12. Get it to those guys, let them make plays, distribute, and BC's offense opens up from there when you're able to do that. Also, offensive line has had their issues running the football. Perry, by all accounts, has really shut down Ware's running game, and we saw what Ware's running game did here against BC. So Perry's defense is going to be gearing up certainly to shut down the BC run game.
100%. And you're going to have to spread them out a little bit, and you're going to have to hit some passes. Now, these don't have to be 30, 40 yards downfield passes, but you're going to have to hit enough passes to where the corner doesn't feel like he can just sit at the line of scrimmage and play either the bubble screen or stop the run, right? And you have to bring an extra linebacker out of the box if you're going to run. Now, I think tonight we're probably going to see BC bang their head against the wall a little bit, where even if they stack the box with 7, 8 guys, I think BC is going to say, cool, we'll stack the box too, and let's just bring everything inside the hashes and go to work. You're going to see some of that ground and pound, but at the same time, they have a script for Amari Burst, and they have a plan for him, and he's going to have to hit on a couple of passes early to kind of open this thing up.
And again, a little onus on the offense as well. A lot of times you say, hey, when you're in this situation with Amari Burst, he's got the tools to do it, but he needs people around him to step up and help carry the load and not say, hey, we need you to do you. No,
Yeah.
we're all going to do this. And he needs his playmakers to step up and make plays for him.
Yeah, we talked about that on the Danny Britt show, where it would be so big in this game if he could just throw a little 5-yard out route to Josh Washington and he breaks one for a touchdown. I feel like that famous NFL Films clip of Steve Young when he finally wins his Super Bowl and they take the monkey off of his back,
Right.
and it's just like he's out of the shadow of Joe Montana. I feel like if Amari can go and get a touchdown, tonight early in this game. That'll pull a lot of pressure off of him. Like, okay, we're in the game now. Now you start stretching it out late first quarter, into the second quarter, and there's a goose egg on the scoreboard. Things start getting really tight really fast.
I think everybody expects a close game here as well. And BC has been comfortable playing close games in the past. They've always had that moxie of, hey, we're going to pull this thing out. And by and large, they've been able to do that. You feel like they want a little breathing room in this game if they can get it, or if it's 7-0, 10-7, 10-3, whatever, they're okay with that as well.
Yeah, I think you just got to come out with your foot on the pedal. I mean, they don't want to play this one close. If it's 10-3 at half, Danny Britt's feeling great because his team is within one score of winning the football game. But still, it's you. If you have a little bit of momentum, you got to seize it in a game like this. You see it. It's a really long football game. There's going to be momentum shifts back and forth. It's going to be who can make the big plays and who can prevent them. If they can just keep everything in front of them defensively and make Perry work their way down, if Perry's able to execute all the way and score, great. It's going to be those kind of, it's like break and serve kind of plays where it's just like daggum it. Like you lose a possession, you turn over the football. Something like that is going to really kind of, I feel like, tilt that momentum one way.
And I give the triumvirate, and I say that in respect because I know Coach Britt would say the same thing, but between himself, A.J. DePhillips, and Coach Houston, to me, especially over the last 3 or 4 years, they've done the best job of halftime adjustments. Something's not working. They come out of the locker room, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, everything looks crisp. So yes, they make – sometimes in high school football, you see teams that come in, you're like, the plan is the plan. It's either going to work or it's not. They've been willing to go into halftime and say, the plan was the plan. It ain't working. Let's go with this. And they've been, again, those three guys have been great at making halftime adjustments in game and really turning the tide.
Well, what I think is really good, and it's funny you mentioned tide because I was going to make a Nick Saban reference there, is Nick Saban's teams at Alabama never ran the most complicated offense. They never ran the most complicated defense because they didn't need to because they had dudes. What they did really well was the basics, right? They set the edge. They played with their hands on the defensive line. The linebackers ran their alleys correctly, and the secondary kept everything in front of them. Offensively, they were going to bully you with the run game, and they were going to hit play action. I don't care if it's 2007 or 2017 or 2023. That was the formula that Nick Saban did because you don't want to get outside of yourself. BC and Danny Britt operate very much in that. He's an Irk Russell dude, right? It's not going to be fancy on offense. A.J. DePhillips has said it multiple times. They run about 15 to 20 plays. And it's just a lot of window dressing and a lot of different formations that they run them out of. The adjustments, quote unquote, that you see at halftime is just coaching. It's just them saying, hey, you're supposed to release outside. You're releasing inside. So that's not open for our quarterback right now. Or it's you're getting beat to the outside and they're setting the edge. And so we can't run out there right now. You have to do that. It's all these tiny little coaching points that you just put that one thing in your player's head and they start to execute that. Then the things start to click where you're watching as a fan and you're like, that was 2 yards in a cloud of dust. They're not doing something right. It's not that the defense played great. It's a lot of times somebody missed an assignment and you missed it. If you hit that, all of a sudden it's a 15, 20-yard run. So I think that has really been the big difference. I think Burke County is probably the best example of that, where Burke was all over up and down the field between the 20s running the football. Then the second half, you make a couple of adjustments just with how you're playing it. Strategy didn't change in terms of formation or the players. It was just you have to set the edge. And when they did that, they completely shut them down. So I think the coaching staff that they have, the communication that they have with each other and how long they've been doing it, they know what they need to fix, and they know how to efficiently get that across to a 15, 16-year-old.
This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show, counting down towards BC and Perry coming up right around the corner. Remember, Barnes Restaurant for all of your catering needs. Get your next tailgate set up right now with Barnes Restaurant Fresh Pit Cook Barbecue. It is very tasty. We're coming right back. Kickoff coming up shortly. This is... He knows what I'm talking about. This is BC and Perry coming up in just a little bit. You're on WatchBCSports.com.
Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Groups 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook. Walker Jones is your automotive superstore on Memorial Drive in Waycross. All the best brands: Chevy, Cadillac, GMC, Toyota, Nissan, and Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, plus our pre-owned supercenter. And we're the home of the lifetime warranty. Come let us treat you like like friends and good neighbors should.
Hey, I'm Mike Cuneo, General Manager at Walker Jones. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Online at walkerjones.com.
Walker Jones.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBCSports.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Seniors being introduced to the home crowd here at Memorial Stadium on senior night. Again, this was supposed to be the senior night.
This was supposed to be final game of the year. Yeah.
New Hampstead was going to be early. They're going to finish with Perry. New Hampstead will be next week. So they kept senior night as is, even though next Thursday night is going to be a home game for Benedictine. So senior night getting introduced here to the crowd. And again, guys who have been involved in a lot of cadet football games.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those classes, too, where you look back at a couple years afterwards and you kind of realize what they did. And it stinks that you can't realize it in the time, but
sure,
there's a lot of those baby faces down there that have played a lot of big-time football games and have played huge parts in winning those football games. It seems like 10, 15 years ago that we were in Center Park Stadium calling that Holden Gerner and Cam Edge and all those guys winning that one in 2021. But, I mean, these guys that are graduating now are sophomores. During that, and then, or I guess freshmen, and then sophomores during the 2022 back-to-back in Center Park Stadium, and then obviously last year making the semifinals. So I think it really started with this past season senior class where you had those freshmen who were playing in a ton of big games against the Jefferson and stuff like that, and then you have the guys past that who went and won all those state championships. But these guys have done an outstanding job of carrying on the legacy, and that sometimes is harder than setting the legacy.
And again, a lot of trench guys for senior night. I think most of the offensive line, defensive front's got a lot of seniors on it. Colby Brennan, a linebacker, is a senior, but a lot of your skill guys are coming back. Zach Maxwell, I think you might be your lone senior. I'm doing this off the top of my head here in the secondary, so in the chat, forgive me. But a lot of trench guys and guys who have stuck their hand in the dirt out here on senior night.
Yeah, and I think that's could be a really big part of tonight, I guess is the best way to say it, is how cool, how apropos would it be if those guys come out and set the tone tonight, where this is quote unquote your senior night. I know you got another game next Thursday night, but it's your final Friday night lights in the regular season. Excuse me. But it's how cool would it be if they came out, set the tone in this one, opened up the run game and kind of dominated. These guys who have played so many starts under so many different quarterbacks now, I think it'd be awesome if they were the ones who kind of came out and were the heroes.
And again, I think that's the mindset you have if you're those guys like, hey, we got to establish our dominance early. Perry, again, well coached, great size as well. We saw them warming up with no pads. You go, oh, these guys are pretty big. They got a couple of quarterbacks who can throw the football, and while that's part of their game, Danny Britt, and we'll hear from him, is like, hey, they kind of do the same thing, but they kind of do what we do in some aspects. And you look at the stats, and coaches always say is, hey, we want to be balanced. You look at their stats so far through the course of the season. They average 200 yards, right at a little over 200 yards passing a game, 170 yards rushing. I mean, that's about as 50-50 as you're going to find on a football team. I think their leading rusher averages 95. They have another guy that averages like 70. So it's like they're very much balanced in terms of how they go about their offensive game plan.
Yeah, and it's very much the same approach as Benedictine, which is they're going to take what the defense gives them. And for BC, I think that's going to be interesting because the Cadets mostly play base. So what are you giving them? Because you're going to have 3 down linemen, third's going to be on one side or the other. You're going to have 2 backers beside that, and then you're going to have Jones playing that kind of nickel, weak side linebacker hybrid, and then you're going to have 4 guys in the secondary, 2 corners and 2 safeties, and they really don't change out of that unless you force them to in the run game. So I think early you're going to see Perry see 2 high safeties, and they're going to try to attack the run game. If BC can stop the run while leaving 2 guys back in the secondary, that's going to go a long way into defending the passing game. But I think that first quarter is going to be that kind of feeling out process where they're going to see where the weak spots are in this Benedictine defense and try to take advantage. But like I said, if you can keep those 2 really talented safeties that you have back and let them play coverage, and you keep your middle linebackers in there and you can stop the run just with those 5-6 guys right there, that'd go a long way towards a win tonight.
And a lot on the line tonight for BC and for Perry, really. Christian, you talk about it. You obviously want to win. You're rooting for Warner Robins up the road tonight as well. Region championship still in play, but a loss tonight really puts you up against it next Thursday night. What's in play for the Cadets just over the next 4 quarters?
Yeah, I think this is control. If you can win this game, you're in the driver's seat and you control your own destiny. And that's assuming a Ware County loss. Ware County is still very much in control of their own destiny as well. Just the one region loss so far last week to Perry.
You're in play for a home playoff game, if nothing else.
100%. But if Ware was to lose tonight, which is a possibility, Warner Robins is a very good football team, and you were to win tonight, you're all of a sudden you're in the driver's seat and you control your own destiny towards a region title, because you would have head-to-head wins over Perry and Warner Robins, and obviously then Ware would have 2 region losses. So if you go into next week playing for the region championship, so that's what's on the line tonight, man, is just don't make next week about survival. Right, come out here, put it to bed tonight that you're going to make the playoffs. The next week would be about seeding.
This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. We'll come back. We'll hear from Coach Danny Britt and his thoughts ahead of tonight's football game. 1 week, a little less than a week to go from Halloween. Let's hope things don't get spooky out here tonight. We're coming right back. Barnes Restaurant pregame show here on WatchBCSports.com.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Have I prepared enough? There'll be unexpected turns. When things get tough, I need to stick to the game plan. No regrets. I'm ready. Are you? Get ready. Contact Abel's Iron-On Moore & Associates today and see why they are different. Because nobody ever wishes they'd saved less for retirement.
And then along came Walker Jones.
Mom and Dad drove a Chevy. They're Mom and Dad too. Generation to generation, Chevrolet is America's heritage brand. And the best place to buy your Chevy is Walker Jones Chevrolet. They'll treat you like good friends and neighbors should.
Hi, I'm Joe Drawdy. I'm the General Sales Manager at Walker Jones Chevrolet. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Chevy, together let's drive. Walker Jones Chevrolet, Memorial Drive in Waycross, and online at walkerjoneschevy.com. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. BC Perry getting ready to come out and do battle. They had all the senior ceremonies just completed. We'll pause for the national anthem. And I got to say, Christian, I don't think there's any way we're getting this game started on time.
Senior night, Kevin, man, just give them a minute.
With senior night, so we still got the national anthem to get to, the coin toss, and according to the clock, we have 3 minutes to do that. So don't think
I think that's going to be one of those pump the clock kind of a situations.
There you go. But again, a tremendous showdown tonight between the Panthers and the Cadets, and a chance to, as you said, control your destiny with what lays in front of you. And again, I'm interested to watch, much like we do every game. First series, offense, defense. First series coming out of the locker room at halftime, offense, defense. But as you said, kind of dictate and set the tone for what's to come here at Memorial Stadium.
Kevin, you and I played golf not too long ago.
Well, we were on a golf course. I don't know if we did was playing, but okay.
We had clubs, and there were little white.
Here are golf balls.
Yeah, little white golf balls. And
yes.
Some of them I found in the woods when I pretended they were still mine, the ones that I hit off the tee. But,
of course.
But I think we both learned a lesson. And it's when you step up into the tee box and you're going to hit a drive and you take the driver out, you can't just kind of half swing.
Gotta go for it.
Yeah, if you half swing, there's a chance you might poke it out there a little bit. But if you half swing and it goes in the woods, it's double bad. If BC comes out tonight and they're just kind of playing with themselves and trying not to make a mistake and then you lose, there's a lot of regret. If you come out here and just cut that sucker loose and just give it everything you got and you lose, you can live with that. But if you feel like you held back at all, you can't. So I think we're going to see this team come out aggressive and cut it loose.
And you had a chance to speak with Danny Britt prior to the ball game tonight about this big showdown, 3 state championships in a row between these two teams. And here's what Coach and Christian had to talk about just a few moments ago. That is not the anthem.
No. Could be.
They can't find it.
Somebody start singing.
We've got enough time for all that. He's going to be done before you ever start playing. Come on now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll do the pledge as the substitute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, they're not doing it? Okay.
And
welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel, as you talked with Coach Britt there, and he said, look, we need our guys to make plays, and we need to go out and, get after it and attack and let Amari do his thing.
yeah, and I think it's one of those things where he talked about Third Scroggins and Cam Cody and just the names that have to make a play. One guy, for whatever reason, we don't talk about a whole lot, and then you come to the stats at the end of the game, he's got 150 yards, he's got another touchdown. It's Bubba Frazier. And maybe it's one of those things where it's like where Tom Brady's winning so many championships, you get bored talking about him. But either way, Bubba Frazier's the guy who has to be excellent tonight, and I think he's going to be. And it's just you have to find ways to get him the football. And so you're talking about the names that the Cam Codys, the Third Scroggins, the Amari Burse, Bubba Frazier, and Josh Washington. Watch out for those guys.
Captains are out there for the coin toss. We are going to step aside for the final time here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. We'll come back and have kickoff for you. Again, it's a home game, so audio only per Benedictine here for the home games. We'll come back and have the play-by-play story for you right here from Memorial Stadium on WatchBCSports.com.
And then along came Walker Jones.
Mom and Dad drove a Chevy. They're Mom and Dad, too. Generation to generation, Chevrolet is America's heritage brand. And the best place to buy your Chevy is Walker Jones Chevrolet. They'll treat you like good friends and neighbors should.
Hi, I'm Joe Drawdy. I'm the General Sales Manager at Walker Jones Chevrolet. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Chevy. Together, let's drive. Walker Jones Chevrolet. Memorial Drive in Waycross and online at walkerjoneschevy.com. Honor, a culture of excellence. This is Benedictine Cadets football, built by Helpful Islands Ace Hardware, your locally owned and operated Ace Hardware. Tonight, live from the home of the Cadets Memorial Stadium in Savannah, Georgia. Your Benedictine Cadets welcome the Perry Panthers. Now, here's your hosts, Kevin Thomas and Christian Gokel.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. The Perry Panthers have won the toss, and they have elected to kick the ball to BC. So the Cadets will have the ball first as the Cadets getting set to run out on the field here at Memorial Stadium. They are wearing the white pants with the gray tops and the maroon helmets tonight. Perry with the maroon pants, white tops with maroon numbers, and the gold-yellow helmets across the way with all the Perry Pride stickers on the helmets as well. So the Cadets are on the field. And again, we will see Amari Burse out there to start things off Christian Gokel here at Memorial Stadium. Right out of the gun. No settling in.
No, I love
Go
it.
for it.
And a white out here tonight. All the fans out here in white. Some late arrivals, but a good crowd for the Cadets here
You're
this
enjoying
evening.
the tailgate area.
I was going to say, sometimes tailgating can get in the way of actually getting to the kickoff on time, and I think we might have some of that right now, but starting to fill in. Looks like it's going to be 100% capacity here on the home side, but you mentioned Amari coming in. You don't have to sit on the sideline now and kind of wait and see what happens. You get to get out there, get hit, and get the jitters out of the way. Let's see how well this BC offense can execute.
Perry Panthers out here on the field. And we await getting this thing started. They will kick it from left to right out of the north end zone. BC defending the field house end of the field. As we await the opening kickoff here by the Perry Panthers. It will be Carson Camp, sophomore, to get it going here for Perry tonight. And BC with 2 men back deep. Here's Camp's kick. It goes high and right down the middle. Going to be caught at the 2. This is going to be Bubba Frazier. He comes straight ahead, makes a man miss. Oh, and gets popped at the 25, out at the 26. Took a lick. And that's where BC will start their own 26, 1st and 10.
Yeah, good afternoon. Bubba Frazier gets lit up there at the 26, but still good return. And Kevin, I think they wanted to get that ball into the end zone there. But if that continues to be a trend when Perry has to kick off, that they're going to come up short. Bubba Frazier was that big hit away from maybe taking this one the distance.
Here's something we haven't seen a lot, Christian. You got, 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders out there on Perry wearing those kind of bubble helmets. A lot of times you see them in practice.
Yeah, the covers.
And whatnot. Yeah, they have the covers on the helmet out there.
It could be guys who have dealt with injuries before, head injuries before, just going for that extra precaution, but it is something you are allowed to do now at all levels of football.
So here's Amari Burst out of the shotgun, and inside give. This is coming near side. This is going to be Bubba Frazier at the tailback. He's run out of bounds. They'll give him the mark up near the 32. So if that holds, that's a gain of 6 on first down. And BC going to get things rolling.
And very early there, Kevin, we saw a couple of things we talked about early. Number 1, getting the ball to Bubba Frazier. Number 2, BC has their standards, and one of those standards is the buck sweep.
Trips up top now. One here to the short side. Bursts out of a shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking. Amari's going to tuck. Run to his right. Buy some time. Throws. Has a man caught. That is Jack Gannum over at the 42. And that'll be a first down. BC Brothers moving the chains. First down here right out of the gate.
Yeah, I love it. And you see him extend the play a little bit. He's just so quick and sudden there, Kevin, and is able to deliver a really good pass. We talk about he's right-handed. He plays second base. It looked like he was coming to the infield and throwing back to first.
They'll stack receivers here to the near sideline. The snap to Omari. He'll give it to Stanley Smart, and that got ate up. I don't think anybody on the offensive line made an assignment on that one.
Well, that's one of those ones, Kevin, where you have your running back on the left, and they see that you're going to run to the right, and they all slant that way. All 4 Perry defensive linemen slanted that way. So if he had pulled that one, he's running for days, but they just kind of bet the house there that BC was going to hand that one off to that direction.
Cadets will put trips here to the near side. As the snap to Burst, they'll give it straight ahead out towards the 40. Give him a couple back. That is Bubba Frazier they put in at tailback.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of touches tonight. And now, Kevin, here's where you got to be careful. You picked up a first down already, so you accomplish your first goal. You have the ball at the 40-yard line, and might have
it's 3rd and 12.
Equipment situation.
Not sure what is happening here. Oh, the play clock in the south end zone is off. It's only working out of the north end zone. I don't know if that's something they can get fixed, but obviously it looks like we're stopped here until they can figure it out. And I would think obviously that means the Cadets can see it and Perry cannot.
Right.
At least in the first quarter, and if they flip around, then obviously the Cadets can't see the play clock.
Which typically when that happens, the official will just take it out of the hands of the official in the booth and just keep it himself.
And I think they just said something to Amari Burst, and I think Amari's trying to relay that message over to the sideline about, hey, I think they're going to keep the play clock on the field.
Yeah, we're going back to the situation here, Kevin. 3rd and 12 here, and this is one of those situations where you can't have a disastrous play. You picked up a first down. You accomplished your goal. You have a chance with a really talented punter to flip the field here. So come out something simple. Just don't take a chance.
Trips on the near side, one up top. Here's the snap to Burst. He's looking, throws it in the slant. It's picked off. Threw it just behind Jack Ganem in the slant, and it was intercepted. And into BC territory goes number 31, John Tavius Carswell. And Perry going to get their first possession in tremendous field position at the BC 46.
Hey, that's just outstanding trail coverage right there. That was a really, really talented safety making a really good play. And I think Amari just a little bit behind his guy, but I love the play call because if that hits, that's a touchdown for Jack Ganem. So it was right there. But now if you're BC's defense, you got to pick up your offense.
Here's number 16, Cullen McDaniel, 6'1", 190-pound senior quarterback. One of two we'll see here for Perry. They'll put trips out here to the right, an H-back. They'll give it inside. And coming back to the near side, and a gain of about 7 is Ahmad Gordon, brought down by Colby Brennan, cutting back from that middle linebacker spot, but a gain of 8 on first down.
Yeah, and that time a high snap, I think, kind of got everybody to pause for a second, but they just kind of folded in the strong side there of BC's line. You got to set that edge.
So they'll empty the backfield. Trips up top, Twins here to the near side. McDaniel back by himself, straight drop. Cadets throw pressure, almost intercepted. That was Colby Brennan with his hands up, and he knocked it away from DeCorian Daniels, and it'll bring up third down and very short here for Perry.
Yeah, they tried to go to a post over the middle, but BC had it bracketed underneath and over the top. I think he just threw that one so hard that nobody was going to catch it.
So a big third down early here for the Cadets. Power formation for Perry. They'll shift to tight end here to the right with twin receivers. Ahmad Gordon in the backfield, they'll give it to him. He goes straight ahead, and he will have the first down inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. Give him a gain of about 5, and that'll move the chains for Perry here, first down.
That's interesting. They're running to the same side the back is lined up on in the backfield. So typically you see that handoff, and the running back will head towards the other side. They're just trying to slam down that weak side of BC's line right now and running away from third Scroggins.
Cadets in that 3-4. They'll shift Scroggins to the weak side. Here's the snap. McDaniel, and somebody moved. I think it was the left tackle trying to get a jump on Scroggins. And third got him to jump, and it'll back him up 5 yards.
Yeah, at that time, they look like, again, they're just trying to get to the perimeter against BC's defense right now, but it's just getting settled in right now. If you're BC, you just have to do your job. We talked about it in the pregame. It's not huge adjustments with the scheme. It's just small coaching points, and right now BC's getting beat to the edge.
9:33 to go here in the first quarter. High snap. They'll throw a bubble screen here to the near side, and BC defending it well, and maybe a gain of 2, as that was Makai Williams coming down and upending Keel Sparks, 6'4" wide receiver on a little bubble screen for 2 yards.
Yeah, that was a really good job. It's kind of like you're being a fullback for your safety there. Our weak side linebacker and our corner got up there and really blocked the receivers that were trying to block them, held their ground, and that allowed Makai to fly up there and make a big-time tackle.
So second down and long, call it 13 here for Perry. They've got Twins here to the short side as they work off the near hash. DeCorian Daniels, your running back, kind of a diamond set out of a shotgun. Did they change quarterbacks for this play? I think they did. This is Nicholas Snyder, I believe. And they'll throw it here to the near side.
Same
Caught.
thing. Come on.
And a missed tackle, cutting back inside before the Cadets able to wrap him up at the 29. That was Jamard Cobb, the new quarterback, sophomore quarterback. So Cobb complete for about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that one just an RPO. If he didn't like what he had in the box, he's just going to sling it out to the running back right there. They always have 2 plays on, regardless of what's happening. And that time, Makai, again, did a really good job. He was the lead blocker that time, kind of setting up and stuffing that wide receiver. He just couldn't make the tackle there. But now you have them 3rd and long here. This is that chance potentially for 3rd to eat.
They go back to McDaniel at quarterback. Twins to the left. They got a tight end and an H-back to the short side here to the right. And now they'll flip it. Everybody powered over to the left this time. And here's the snap. Play action. McDaniel looking underneath. It's caught wide open at the 20, and a missed tackle and brought down at the 17-yard line. Wyatt Estabrook just came up empty trying to close down, and there to clean it up was JoJo Sutton, but it's a first down move to change.
Yeah, I think BC was confused right there because they didn't send a blitz, but that was where a linebacker was supposed to drop. Wyatt did his job. and came up and made the tackle, but there was just a wide open zone right there. There just wasn't a BC linebacker.
They'll stack receivers tight on the right side as they work off the left hash. Now they'll put all three receivers over there. They'll flip the running back. Everybody over on that left side, the short side of the field. Here's the snap. They'll run a little quick jet toss and back up inside 7-8 yards inside the 10. Goes Decorian Daniels, and a big gainer on first down is going to be second down, and we'll call it maybe 3-4 yards.
Kevin, right now the game plan is to run away from Third Scroggins, and that time he shifts over and they adjust and they toss it out to the weak side and pick up a big gain there on first down.
I thought he got inside the 10. They actually spot him back at the 11. And here's the snap, high snap. They'll bring it down, give us to Daniels. He'll get inside the 10 towards the 5. That's a first and goal situation. And a false start also against Perry, so that'll back him up. Something to keep an eye on, Christian. That's about 4 high snaps already by Perry here in the early going.
And BC fortunate right there because Perry is about to be operating first and goal inside the 5. But right now, man, it's just they're loading the box. They have 5 down linemen, and they're putting 2 H-backs, and they're just blowing BC off the line right now. Cam Cody's doing a good job of holding his own, but everybody else is getting pushed back 3-4 yards at a time. And when you're just running that zone run play, the running back has time to look, find a hole, and he's hitting it really well right now.
Panthers are going to go back to Cobb at quarterback, 6'3", 205-pounder. 2 wide receivers, 8 way out wide. They put an H-back and they'll go back to that diamond look. Here's the snap, and they'll ride the belly. Cobb's going to go straight ahead inside the 10, gets popped at the 8. But he's going to be very close to a first down. I think they're going to give it to him, lunging ahead towards the 7. So it'll be a first and goal situation here for Perry.
Yeah, Mekhi Williams delivers the blow right there, but they just ran the same play that made Cam Newton famous, just a veer read. The quarterback kind of hands it on a buck sweep, and if he sees it open up in the middle, he's going to pull it, and he ran right up the middle of Benedictine's defense down to about the 6-yard line.
Perry, very methodical, has eaten up a lot of time here, even starting at the BC 46. They got a first and goal back. They're going to go Wildcat here, and they go straight ahead, and Daniels in for a touchdown as they had Ahmad Gordon kind of take the Wildcat snap, and he goes right in off the left side for a touchdown, and it's 6-0 Perry here early.
Yeah, and BC, again, sticking with that 2 safety look, and right now they're just getting hammered. Perry with, again, the 2 H-backs there, and they ran right behind him there. It's just a numbers game right now, and BC doesn't have the numbers in the box to stop this run.
Yeah, Carson Camp for the point after, out of the hold of Cullen McDaniel. And so the quarterback, also the holder, plays a little safety for the Panthers as well. The snap is up, and the kick is through. 7-0 Perry with 5:33 to go here in the first. This is Watch BC Sports production of Benedictine football, built by Islands Ace Hardware.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah. Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Islands Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Islands Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. 5:33 to go. Perry took the Cadets turnover and went 46 yards straight down the field, eating up a lot of time and about 7-8 plays to do it, and got a touchdown. Here's Camp. He'll kick it short. It's going to come down to Frazier at the 4. Bubba across the 10, 15, cuts back to the right, going to get drugged down at the 20. And that's where BC will take over first and 10. Second series here for the Cadets, Christian Gokel.
Yeah, and if you're Amari Burst, just keep doing what you're doing, man. That was just a half a second behind being a touchdown there, and it's intercepted, but you can't feel like it's forced here. Just go out there, execute the offense. We're still really early in this football game, but defensively, Kevin, for the Cadets, that's got to be worrisome. You just got pushed back 40 yards into the end zone. I don't know if they're going to be able to stick with that base 2 deep safety look. You're going to have to drop somebody in the box.
So Cadets start this drive at their own 20. Burst going to make a protection change here as he drops back in the shotgun. Twins short side. And here's the snap. Burst, quick one-step drop and throw. He gets it out, and that is caught. Bubba Frazier, 5-yard gain out to the 25, and that was a one-read, one-step go.
Yeah, you know you're throwing that before the play, and it's the formation right now. defensively for Perry. Their deepest man is about 9 yards deep right now, so they're not overly worried about him throwing deep. But both of the corners are playing way off, and so BC has shown all year they're going to take it if you give it.
And here's something we haven't seen in a couple of weeks on offense. Christian Mackay Williams comes in, and he will play one of the wide receiver spots, giving the Cadets 5 wide. They haven't had to use him a whole lot at wide receiver. Here's everybody in the specialty position, just false starter. They sent Ganem in rocket motion, and all the receivers here on the near side took off before the ball was never snapped.
Yeah, I think that one's on the offensive line for BC, and that might just be a communication thing for Amari, but all of the skill guys went, and the snap just never came from the center.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10, negate the first down play. But how about that? You get your athletes on the field. Mackay Williams back out there as part of this 5 wide receiver set.
Yeah, this is one of those games we just got to push all the chips towards the middle of the table, and that's what BC is doing here early.
Trips here to the near side of the field. Off the right hash, Twins up top. Amari by himself as he takes the snap. Looking, throw a little sidearm pass that is caught, spinning out of a tackle and getting across the 20 to the 21. Was that Mackay Williams? I think it was on the catch. So give Mackay a couple of yards. It's 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, and it's right now it's very simple defense for Perry. It's man-to-man, and when you're trying to run those screens underneath, your offensive linemen have to reach them, and that time they didn't get to the secondary of Perry, and they're just able to wrap up immediately on an underneath screen.
Trips up top, Twins down at the bottom, empty backfield for Amari Burse. Here's the snap on 3rd and 8. Amari feeling pressure, steps up in the pocket, going to roll back, has a man, lobs it over the top. It's going to be caught. Jack Ganem at the 50, 45, 40, 35, up the right sideline, shoved out of bounds. A touchdown-saving shove at the 29 as Amari Burse lobs one over the top to Jack Ganem in a big gain. And move the chains. Get those BC brothers moving, guys. Ready? And move the chains for a first down.
Yeah, you're in Connor Ferguson field goal range right now, but more so than that, man, it's just like everybody just had a collective sigh of relief right there. That was a big play from Amari Burse.
All the way down to the Perry. They'll mark him out actually at the 31. They push him back. And now they go to the flex bone. And a snap, a little end around. This is Jack Ganem again, coming right back near side. He's got room in the 25-20 and shoved out of bounds at the 15.
Goodness.
A flag comes flying in way away from the player. They're going to get a hold 15 yards away from the play.
They're going to call a hold on Josh Washington for pancaking a guy. I mean, his hands never got outside of the shoulder pads. He just picked the dude up and dumped him on his back. That's a terrible call.
And that's going to back the Cadets up.
It should be
the good news from the flag.
From the flag. So honestly, you might end up still picking up a couple of yards here.
So it'll be like 2nd and 7, maybe.
Should be 1st and 7.
1st and 7. You're right.
Where are they marking this to? No. Where are they going?
Should be from the spot of the foul, and they're at 1st and 20 right now.
I mean, this is just completely
now
wrong.
They're going back the other way. Yeah, and the PA announcer
saying, reminding the officials of where they should be spotting the ball
this
from.
Is a spot foul from right there. It ain't that hard, fellas. 1st and 8. Come on. Actually, they're going to say there's where the foul was at the 15. Okay. Now they'll figure it out. It'll be, since they went and rearranged the spot, it's going to be 1st down and 2.
Again, it ends up costing you about 15 yards of field position right there, but still some life from this BC offense.
4 wide receivers here to the left, 1 up top. Off the right hash, here's Amari in an empty backfield. Bubble screen is going to be in and out of the hands of Josh Washington. I don't know if he's getting the first down if he catches it. They kind of had that blown up in the bubble screen pocket there. It'll be 2nd down and about 3. Or a long 2.
Yeah, I know BC kind of lives and dies on those bubble screen plays, but when you're playing a defense that's just sitting all 11 guys about 3 yards from the line of scrimmage, you're going to have to keep taking shots over the top.
And with no back, no chance to play action and get them looking. Now they have a back in there. Here's the snap. Amari going to read inside, coming near side. It gets a block. It's going to be Bubba Frazier inside the 10 to the 9. And that time, who was that? They all wear the single numbers here. That was Bubba Frazier, yeah. Inside the 10, just a counter run there and a big gain.
Yeah, and I love the decision-making in terms of your guys from A.J. DePhillips and Danny Britt here, which is you got your backup quarterback in there. Bubba Frazier's played a lot of receiver this year. Let's just take it out of throwing it to him, and we're just going to hand him the rock.
Everybody way outside the numbers to the right.
A Tennessee formation.
And they're going to give it Smart. He'll go straight ahead, and he'll get popped up at about the 9. Give him maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah,
for BC.
BC went shotgun there, and they had 3 guys probably 20 yards away from the quarterback there, tucked up against the far sideline. And it's something you see teams like Tennessee do where you're just trying to get people out of the box to run it, but Omari's going to have to start pulling some of those.
So 2nd down and goal here. Clock rolls about 2.5 to go here in the first quarter. Now they'll go back Twins outright. 1 receiver tucked in tight here off the left hash is Gannon. They'll send him in motion. Amari going to fake it, keep it. Coming back near side at the 5 and shoved out of bounds. Let's see where they get him. They're going to say he got the 4, and it'll be 3rd and goal. Actually up to the 3 off the far sideline. He'll mark it back to the 4, or step up to the 3. They're playing a little do-si-do as to where they're going to mark it here. They went near side, far side, near. They finally settled on the 3-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
And you know Perry's going to be selling out here to stop the run. Got to find a way to get to the edge.
They'll put Bubba Frazier way out wide to the right. They're off the left hash.
He's singled up right now.
They got a trip stack here to the short side. Here's the snap. They'll fake it to Smart. Counter inside. Perry was all over that. Yeah. They get nothing. Didn't see who they countered to.
Decision time here for Danny Britt, and I think he's making the right one here.
That was, I think, Josh Washington. They countered back inside for no gain. It looks like they're going to send out Connor Ferguson to cover the last little bit of this. It'll be a 21-yard field goal right down the pipe here for Connor Ferguson.
And, again, it stinks as you get so close to the end zone, but still, take your points here early in this game.
Hey, that was an impressive drive. You just didn't finish it off.
Right.
And Connor Ferguson's field goal up, and it is good. 7-3, Cadets trail Perry here still in the first quarter. Just under 1.5 minutes to go. This is Cadet football, built by Island's Ace Hardware.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Connor Ferguson capped off a 77-yard drive with a 21-yard field goal. And it's 7-3. Benedictine trailing Perry here still in the first quarter. And that was a much-needed answer there, Christian Gokel, by this BC offense.
Yeah, 100% putting points on the board. But more so than that, showing signs of life offensively.
Connor puts foot into the ball and way back in the back of the end zone. It'll come out to the 20 for the Perry Panthers for their second drive. Much worse field position. Your defense not already in their own territory when they start this drive. Let's see what adjustments Galen House and Danny Britt make here for drive number 2.
I wonder how much they do. I know I'm sitting up here, and I'm not the one being paid to coach this football game. And if I had to guess, they're probably going to leave both safeties back because the feeling is, yes, you just went 40 yards on us, but can you go 80 doing what you just did before we get a stop? So I think their strategy is just prevent the big play here.
They've got McDaniel in at quarterback. And again, they're changing quarterbacks like socks here for Perry. Here's the snap. They'll look near side, throw it. It's going to be caught breaking out of a tackle and a nice cleanup tackle. And a recovery. Who was it that came crashing down? That was
Isaiah Jones.
Isaiah Jones coming across to finish it up, but it's going to be enough for a first down. as they move the ball out across the 30 to the 32.
Like I said, the passing game is very reminiscent of what you see from Benedictine, and that's one of those ones where the quarterback just knows before he snaps that he's going to throw it out there to that guy on a hitch route because the corners are playing 8-9 yards off.
Trips here to the near side. They'll motion a H-back this way, and now a little handoff. BC crashes down. They'll stuff that one, and that's what you want to see. I think Isaiah Jones, L.J. Cooper working that left side of the BC defense, crashing down and making a stop.
Yeah, that time they try to get a little fancy and run a stretch play there, but BC, if there's one thing they can consistently defend well, it's when you try to run to the outside.
Now they'll stack receivers each side. Everybody kind of in close here. And here's a play action. They tried to come back. BC blew it up, and they throw over the top, and it's going to be caught out at the 48-yard line. And Wyatt Estabrook there in coverage. And I think everybody, Christian, one of your favorite concepts, that levels concept, everybody crashed down on the short guy, and the middle guy was wide open.
I think the short guy was wide open too. BC just lost looking in the backfield there instead of playing their coverage assignments.
So now Perry going to go no huddle. Quads way up there. They got solo coverage here near side. A little stop route is caught at the BC 45 and wrapped up immediately by Zach Maxwell here on the near sideline. It'll be second down and about 3.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for the first quarter.
And that will do it for a brisk first quarter. Perry 7, Cadets 3. We're coming right back. This is Cadets football built by Islands Ace Hardware.
At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com. Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Rooms 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium as we get ready for the second quarter. Some quick score updates from in the region. It is Warner Robins 7, Ware County 7. And BC, and they are at the BC 46-yard line, going to be second and about 4 for the Perry Panthers, now operating out of the south end zone with the field house to their back, the open end zone right in front of them. A little bit of a breeze blowing in here tonight, not too bad.
It's just perfect. Perfect for football and perfect for sand nets.
That's right. Trips here to the near side, and they'll motion receiver left to right and drop him in an H-back. Here's the play action. Caught out in the flat, got a good seal block and dropped down at the BC 40. Makai Williams there to make the tackle, but not before the Panthers pick up a first down.
And here's the challenge right now is they're baiting you. They're saying, hey, we're going to take it 4 or 5 yards at a time if you let us. When do you as a defense adjust from that and become more aggressive? Because that's when they're going to take their shot.
And they're not really testing you downfield at all. It's all you're playing loose. We're just going to extend the run game, so to speak.
They had the boot, which I think was just them realizing how they played the stretch play and countering them off of that. But, yeah, no shots deep really so far.
This is Reed Ginn at quarterback for Perry. Third quarterback we've seen tonight. Here's the snap. BC gets pressure. They have a man wide open in the zone. Wyatt Estabrook drops him at the 23. So Ginn comes in, the third quarterback to complete a pass tonight for Perry. And they have moved the chains again inside the 25 down to the 23.
Yeah, I mean, that was a rope, and he was the guy we were watching, Kevin, before the game. Out of all 6 of their quarterbacks we saw warming up, he was the one who could really spin it.
And he put it in there on that play. And now Perry going to bring receivers in tight. Most everybody inside the hash marks here for Perry on 1st and 10. Here's the snap again on a straight drop. Gets flushed out of the pocket. Spins away from pressure. And going to work here to the near side. Inside the 20 and out of bounds. At about the 18-yard line. And that time BC came with the blitz and just spun out of the pressure.
Yeah, it took a bad angle, and he just did. It's the drill that you run as a quarterback from the time you're 6, 7 years old, where you see that guy coming to your blind side free. You just kind of spin around and take off, and he did a really good job of executing at that time. That's why you practice those things a million times.
Second down and 5 here for the Panthers. And again, they'll keep Reed Ginn, junior, 6'2", 180-pounder in there at quarterback. The snap high, brought down. They'll give straight ahead. That's a first down inside the 15, pushing towards the 10. Dropped at the 11 goes Ahmad Gordon, and they'll move the chains again.
Yeah, it's like however you want it. We're going to take it 5-6 yards at a time. This is where, Kevin, you have the back of the end zone now as that kind of extra defender. You walk another guy up to the line of scrimmage. Like, listen, if you're going to beat us through the air, but I can't have you go these next 12 yards on the ground.
And I think Cadets are, as you said, they're stubborn sometimes defensively. Like, hey, we do what we do, but at some point you can't give 8-9 yards of cushion on the outside, I don't think either. They are playing a little closer now to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. Reed Ginn is the quarterback in an empty backfield.
Man-to-man for BC.
Takes the snap. Ginn looking, trying to buy time, throws it underneath, incomplete. And that time they didn't get to him, but they collapsed the pocket enough he had to get rid of the football.
And great coverage on the back end from BC. They're double-teaming third off the edge right now. They're leaving a back end to block him and also the tackle. But he was about to get home, and BC just covered up everything. That was a lot better job. It looked like a bunch of stop routes, and BC just didn't let anybody get free.
2nd down and 10 from the Cadet 12-yard line.
Same formation.
They'll bunch it up here to the left of the hash. Now they'll put everybody over to the right. Ginn is still the quarterback. And they've got DeCorian Daniels in at running back. Here's the snap. Ginn going to roll to his right. Still looking, trying to buy time. Still looking, going to throw it back behind him and caught underneath by the tight end. That's going to be Jackson Thompson, 6'1", 235-pounder, and give him a big, tough yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, and that was a really good job of the secondary of BC. They just did a bunch of big over routes, and BC did a good job of keeping leverage and staying underneath those. The quarterback didn't really have anybody. Eventually just found his tight end kind of near the line of scrimmage. This is a massive 3rd and long here for the Cadets defense.
They've got DeCorian Daniels and Ahmad Gordon. No quarterback in the backfield right now. And I think Perry wants a timeout to talk over this. Or no, BC wants a timeout. So Cadets want to talk it over here on 3rd and 9. We'll come right back. This is Cadets football, built by Islands Ace Hardware.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah. At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. BC coming out of the timeout. I'm Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel alongside here. A big 3rd and 9 from the BC 11 as the Cadets trying to get off the field. Let's see if Perry changes it up. They do go back. They put Reed Ginn back in there, the junior quarterback. And again, Perry's played 3 guys by design already.
The 5 guys have taken a quarterback snap so far.
And Ginn has got Ahmad Gordon to his left, an H-back to his left. And twins up top, one here to the wide side of the field on the near side as they work right to left.
And the official hopping in there, and they pump the play clock.
And now we're ready to go. Ginn's going to motion a receiver. Rocket motion right to left. Here's the snap. Ginn on the drop, looking. Throws out in the flat. It's going to be caught. BC with an over pursuit. They're going to come back from behind and bring him down at the 9. Great recovery by the Cadets on defense. That was Wyatt Estabrook and Zach Maxwell combining for the tackle there, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, that's a great job stiffening up in the red zone there by the BC defense. And that time they just tried to get the ball to a playmaker in space and let him try to break into the end zone. But BC rallying to the ball, 6-7 hats get there, and now you're forcing them to a field goal attempt. And watching the kicker before the game, he's very accurate. I don't know if he's got quite Connor Ferguson range, but from here, look pretty accurate.
Yeah. This will be a 25-26 yarder. Connor Camp.
And they're missing.
Yeah, they don't have personnel. They got 10 seconds. They might have to burn a timeout. They got 7 to get this play off. Camp trying to hurry.
Yeah, they're going to call timeout.
And Perry's going to have to call a timeout. They were not happy about that. Somebody didn't know they were supposed to be on kick team week 9 of the season.
Well, I think it was an offensive lineman who had kind of gone off on the near side there because he was still trying to get his shoulder pad put back into his jersey there. Poor fella had to run all the way across the field to try to get to the far hash on that kick. That's like a 40-yard sprint for that guy.
So, yeah, this will be a big win for the BC defense here to try to get off the field.
And Kevin, I'll have to wonder if that's the game plan. Listen, Perry's an excellent football team. They won the state championship last year. They can execute on offense. They know what they want to do. Obviously, they have a plethora of quarterbacks to choose from, but I think the strategy for BC's defense is just, we're going to give it to you 5 yards at a time, and if you make it into the red zone, that's where we're going to stiffen up, but it's just we can't give up the 70-yard touchdown.
So Connor Camp comes back out of the hold of Cullen McDaniel, one of those quarterbacks. For Perry, it'll be a 26-yard attempt here from the near hash, which is the left hash, and he'll kick towards the open end of Memorial Stadium. Snap, hold is good. The kick is right down the middle. Good. 10-3 our score with 8:30, 8:29. Just let the clock keep rolling.
Yeah,
and here in the second quarter, we're coming right back. This is Cadets football built by Islands Ace Hardware.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. The Panthers put together a drive. Cadets tightened up in the red zone, and Connor Camp tacked on the rest of it to give Perry a 10-3 lead.
Now offensively for BC, I think he found two strengths, running off tackle and letting Amari Burris kind of make magic happen with his feet. That's how you hit the long one. And another official stoppage.
Not sure what the holdup is here.
Both play clocks are functioning.
Now I think we're ready to go.
And Bubba Frazier's had a good head start a couple of times now on kickoff returns. And the score still hasn't been put up on the scoreboard. That might be part of the problem.
And that is not done by BC. That's done by GHSA officials. So I don't know if that's what we're waiting on, is for them to actually tack the points on the board or what.
I think so. If I'm Perry's head coach, I'm not moving until you put up 10 on the scoreboard.
So the play clock hadn't functioned. The scoreboard somehow can't put 10 up there now. And apparently we're not going to wait on that. It's 10-3, though. We have the score for you right here on Watch BC Sports.
Listen, I'm about to drop that back down to 7.
So here is Camp to kick it off right to left. It'll go down the middle, be in the end zone, and so BC will bring it out to the 20-yard line. And I think that was Ron Mallard who was back on that side opposite Bubba Frazier.
But early, Kevin, we talked about it. There's guys that a quarterback, you're just going to find them naturally with your eyes. And Jack Ganem has become that for Amari Burris earlier with the interception. I mean, that's a touchdown if it's just a foot out in front instead of a foot behind him. And then that big scramble and throw there to Jack Ganem. Jack Ganem taking it off the buck sweep. I mean, he's becoming a stalwart in this offense.
Cadets come out from their own 20. They got one wide receiver out wide as they come out in the flex formation. Amari goes under center. Burst takes the snap, a little end around to Jack Ganem. They work the left side. Jack tries to turn the corner and does, but just slightly. He'll get 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
And that's one of those ones where, again, you'll take 2 yards because then that'll be 4 yards one play, and it could be 20 yards another play. It was blocked well, and then you just had a safety come up and make a good play right there. But just a good play, picking up about 3 there on first down for the Cadets.
I'll go back to the shotgun with 2 backs now.
I haven't seen this a whole lot this year.
Yeah. It's like an offset pistol with another back. They'll fling it out in the flat.
That's a fumble.
That's a fumble. BC better pick it up. And fortunately, that is going to be recovered there by Bubba Frazier, but not without losing about 8-9 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd and extremely long.
that's one of those ones where it's these small things, and you have to wait until Bubba Frazier's coming forward and you throw it in front of the line, or you throw it forward just in general. But it became a toss there. Bubba Frazier doesn't catch it, and now it's a big-time loss there, about 9-yard loss for the Cadets.
Empty backfield here for BC on 3rd and about 16. Trips up top. They put Ganem in motion towards the trip side. They'll throw back near side, underneath screen, drop by Makai Williams. Kind of thrown behind him, but again, that's one of those plays that I think Perry had snuffed out. You might have gotten maybe 1 or 2 yards out of it, and you're going to have to punt the football.
But if you break it, I mean, that's a daggum touchdown, and it's I think for Makai, he just started running his route before he caught the ball because I think, like you said, Kevin, he saw that there was yellow hats headed towards him, and then the one for Bubba, it's just I know it's thrown back behind the line of scrimmage, but it still hits you right in the hands. You got to catch those. That's 2 drops right there for the Cadets that killed this drive.
So Connor Ferguson,
and he fumbles it.
Come on, he somehow.
And that should be a flag. That was not tipped at all.
Somehow got the punt away and gets it out towards the midfield stripe at the 49. And disaster averted, I guess, Christian Gokel?
Yeah, I mean, that's just shows you the talent of Connor Ferguson. Bad snap, kind of skips back to him, and he drops it once it gets to him, and he's still able to get it out to the 50-yard line.
7:07 to go here before the half. Perry with yet another drive in plus territory.
But I'll say this. I know it skipped, and I know the rush got there, Kevin, but Connor got it off clean and got absolutely wrecked. That should have been a flag. The ref made the tip signal like the ball got tipped, but it certainly did not get blocked.
Did somebody touch it at the 40? They moved it to the BC 40 now.
I'm not entirely sure. They have it all there tonight, Kevin.
5 wides here in the formation. Let's see who they got at quarterback. Looks like we've gone back to, as again, he'll throw it underneath, caught at the BC 38 before he's run out of bounds by Isaiah Jones. Give him a gain of about 2 on first down.
That's a big drive for BC's defense. Good job there that time, just reading and reacting, snapping to the football once they throw it underneath, but you got to come up big here. Field goal at the max.
Seems like Ginn is the guy they like to throw the football with and move the pocket. And he's got a good accurate arm on him. 2nd and 8. Cadets showing blitz here. Now they'll back a man out.
Yeah, they're dropping down.
No motion, everybody to the right side. Here's the high snap. Ginn going to pull it down straight ahead. And it will be inside the Cadet 35 at the 34.
That's a good mark for the Cadets on that one.
Goes to Norris Daniels. It'll be 3rd down and short.
That 3rd and a long 4 here. But that time, BC showing that they're willing to put that extra guy in the box now. Looks like man-to-man coverage for BC for here on out.
So Ginn stays in at quarterback. They'll motion the back out of the backfield. He's got trips bunched in tight to the right, twins to the left. Now they'll bring the back to stand next to Ginn's right. Now Ginn will say, get on the other side.
Yeah, I think he wants an extra blocker for 3rd string.
Here's the snap. Ginn looking. He's going to be flushed to his right, still looking. A throw back across his body. Wide open is the tight end at the 10 and gets a pop from Makai Williams. It's going to be 1st and goal to Jackson Thompson, 6'1", 235, rumbling down the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's just what can't happen. And again, BC gets caught with their eyes in the backfield. You only send 4 guys. You had a stunt up front, but just sending 4 guys, and you drop 7 guys back into coverage, and there's a wide open man running over the middle of the field. If you're going to play soft coverage, that can't happen.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the Cadet 8-yard line. And let's see, they've changed quarterbacks again. They're going to go with the running back, Ahmad Gordon. Him and DeCorian Daniels. They'll give it to, no, this is going to be straight ahead. Nice running inside down to the 2 is Ahmad Gordon. Kind of stutter-stepped in the hole there.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 2.
It's just smart football. You get inside the 6, and you take the quarterback out. You have an extra blocker now. You have 10 guys blocking for 1 guy running, and I think that's probably what we're going to see again.
It's going to be Gordon and DeCorian Daniels back there. Strong side to the right. They'll keep it to Gordon, and BC got a hit on him and could not make the tackle. Makai Williams was hanging on, trying to keep him out of the end zone, and Gordon just kept driving and got in there for the touchdown.
Yeah, BC had the right play call on there. They sent a Fox blitz there and just not able to wrap up and make the tackle there in the backfield. And then you saw another guy who could have made the tackle in the open field but just weren't able to get there. Now Perry's starting to build that lead.
16-3. And it will be a chance to make it a 2-score advantage here for Carson Camp. The snap is good. The kick is right up through there and good. 17-3. Perry extends the lead. They lead BC. This is Cadet football built by Islands Ace Hardware on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah. Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Islands Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Islands Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
17-3. Perry had the short field. They took advantage of it. And they punched it into the end zone. Cadets got to respond here with 4:24 to go before the half. Connor Camp to kick it off. He blasted it to the end zone his last time. And likewise put a good foot in it, and it's going to go about 3 yards deep this time. So 1st and 10 from the 20 for Benedictine, and they got to make something happen here offensively.
Yeah, first off, give credit to Perry because they've come out and executed like a state champion does. But for BC, it's just self-inflicted wounds, man. You're leaving guys running wide open in the secondary when you're not blitzing. You have mishandles on just really easy pass plays that are going for 9-yard fumbles, and you're dropping screens underneath that could have broke for something big. It's just the self-inflicted wounds that you cannot have against a state championship team.
So here's Amari Burst. Amari's going to come under center here out of the flex bone, receiver to either side. He'll take the snap on a straight drop. He'll try to go up the near sideline, has a man. It's Cornwall to jump and catch it midfield by Bubba Frazier. One-on-one jump ball, just go get it, big man, and they do into Perry territory.
And we said they're just not respecting BC deep right now. In that time, they just said, hey, we're just going to run a fade route to our best player. And a heck of a throw there from Amari Burst. And now BC's on the move.
Trips here to the short side, one up top. First, and BC goes quick. This is Smart. Sneaks through the middle and down to the Perry 44-yard line. Give him a gain of 4 on first down.
And remember, Kevin, Perry gets the football to start the second half. So this is a crucial drive late here in the first half for the Cadets.
Second down, they'll empty the backfield. Quad wide receivers here to the short side, one up top. Here's the snap. Omari looks near side.
Wide open.
And got a wide open. Has a man. It's called. And Ron Mallard at the 20. Breaks 3. 15. 10. 5. Touchdown. 44-yard hookup. Amari Burst to Ron Mallard. And what an answer, Christian Gokel. Less than a minute. 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah, it was the same exact play that he scored on last week against Wayne County, where it's you fake the screen, and you have everybody in the world thinking you're about to run a bubble, and then you leak 2 guys out of field. Georgia runs that play all the time, and Ron Mallard is really just kind of pick and choose because you had another guy running wide open down the sideline, but Burst delivers it. He had to come back to the ball a little bit, but I love that decision there just to throw it and make sure you hit him.
Connor Ferguson point after right through there. What an answer, 17-10. Cadets with the answer. This is Cadet football built by Islands Ace Hardware.
At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. What an answer, Christian Gokel. 80 yards. A couple of plays, and you said it pregame. Hey, you're on the tee box, grip it and rip it and let it fly. That drive, they let it fly.
Yeah, you just got to cut it loose, man, and they're not going to respect a deep ball from you. They have their deepest safety at 9 yards in the middle of the field. You've got playmakers on the outside. Let them go run past people, and that's exactly what they did. 2 plays, touchdown.
A big catch from Bubba Frazier, and then the 44-yard hookup to a Ron Mallard.
All right.
And BC back within a score.
I try to remain even keel. But, brother, this is gut check time right now for this defense. If you've got any sort of manhood about you, any sort of testosterone flowing through those veins, any sort of pride in what you do as a defensive player, you have to come out here just with your hair on fire now after what your offense just did and get a stop. You cannot get bullied 80 yards down the field again.
Connor Ferguson 5 yards deep into the end zone, so Perry will take it on their own 20. 1st and 10. And as you said, a huge series here for the BC defense. Potentially, depending on how you play it, the Cadets have 2 timeouts left, a chance to get the football back and try to make something happen. Again, Perry will get the football to start the second half.
Again, this Cadets team, this iteration, very businesslike. They go out, they execute. But, man, I want somebody to go out there and be a dog on this drive.
Here's Reed Ginn. He's in at quarterback for this drive for Perry. He'll motion that tight end right to left across the formation. Now do the same thing with the receiver. And they'll throw the bubble screen here to the near side. BC trying to flow. And a nice open field tackle. Wyatt Estabrook. Going to say they got him in bounds. He falls ahead for a yard gain, but it'll be 2nd down and 9.
And that's what I'm talking about, man. Get up there, attack the man blocking you, and make a play. And BC's done an excellent job tonight of defending that bubble screen. It's probably because their offense runs it against them in practice 100 times a week. But you just have to go out there and execute, and that was a great job by Estabrook.
Perry's got trips to the left. Now they'll
tackle over.
Get readjusted here on the offensive line. This is going to be a give inside, and they blew that play up. And they're going to shove him all the way back. They're giving forward progress to the 19, so a loss of 2 by DeCorian Daniels, and it's going to be 3rd and 11.
This is a massive 3rd down, Kevin, but also this is what iPads on the sideline and in the press boxes give to you now. This is a play that was executing over and over and over again for Perry in the first quarter into the second quarter, but now you see that shift. The tackle goes over, and you know what play is coming because you've seen it on the iPad. And Memorial Stadium for the first time all night gets loud.
So 3rd and 11, again on a straight drop, looking to the near side. What a play in coverage. It was caught by the tight end, but as soon as he caught it, it was a tackle. That was Isaiah Jones running step for step, and they both went up for the ball and came down together, getting off the field as this BC defense. Still 2 minutes to go here in the half.
Yeah, Danny Britt going to hold on to his 2 timeouts here, but you should have the ball on your side of the 50 with plenty of time to put more points on the board. That was a heck of an answer from that defense.
Camp does the punting as well here for Perry.
All right, on special teams, this is where you got to relax, just execute.
Here's the snap. Oh, gets a good leg into it. It's going to chase back to the 43 of BC. This is Bubba Frazier trying to come near side, and he'll try to squeeze between a couple of Perry defenders down to the BC 48. Great field position here for the Cadets with right at a minute 42 or so to go here before the half.
Yeah, BC got lucky there. They got away with the block in the back. But now, Kevin, again, you have the ball in plus territory right now. You're about, I'd say, 15, 20 yards away from feeling confident in sending Connor Ferguson out there, and you got a minute 42. This is full wide open playbook right now.
And you got the 2 timeouts. They'll put trips here to the short sides. They work off the near hash. One receiver is in man coverage, no safety help, top of the formation. Here's Amari out of a shotgun. He'll give it inside, and they'll get inside the 50 into Perry territory at the 49. As they just try to stay with it. That was Stanley Smart. Give him 3.
Well, and I like the clock management there, right there. You get the clock moving because the last thing you want to do is give the football back to Perry with a lot of time on the clock in this situation. So now you go and execute the offense.
Twins either side. Omari on a straight drop looking. Boy, they were holding Bubba Frazier like crazy. They tried to go over the top to Jack Gannum, but when Bubba's trying to go and he's facing the quarterback running backwards, you're holding him.
Yeah, you're going to get a hold there, and it's going to be should be a first down for BC. And Kevin, it's one of those plays, again, where they act like they were going to come back and Bubba was going to block on a screen, and then he takes it upfield. The defender realized he was burned, and it's probably a smart decision. Give up 10 yards instead of a touchdown to number 4.
Yeah, this really shouldn't be all that much of a discussion. Holding against Perry, and that'll take it all the way down to the Perry 39-yard line. So, Christian, as you said, probably feel good with about 10 more yards for Connor Ferguson, even though he can kick it from here, but get a little closer, but plenty of time.
I'd say realistically you need about 5 more yards here to be inside of his range.
Here's Amari on a straight drop. Looks near side, trying to shoulder fake. They're going to do a double move. Bubba Frazier up the right side, out of bounds, and give Quentin Crane, the DB in coverage. He did not bite on the pump fake up the near sideline, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's just a shot on first down and just good discipline there by the corner. And you maybe got away with a little bit of a hold there, but I don't know that Kevin Durant could have caught that one. That one was high and outside.
A smart throwaway, though, by the Either you're going to catch it or not. Twins way out wide to the left as they work off the near hash. Frazier the single here. They're going to give it Stanley Smart inside. He'll push the stack, break away, and now drug down from behind at the 35. And Danny Britt wants a timeout as it goes just inside a minute to go here.
Ooh, that's intriguing.
It's 3rd and about 7.
That's an intriguing timeout there from Danny Britt, Kevin, because if you don't pick it up here, that's a long field goal. You're probably looking at about a 52-yard field goal from here, which, again, that's Connor Ferguson range. And also, Kevin, the touchback rule. If you get it to the end zone, it's technically a touchback, but still, something happens, bad snap, you're giving them plus territory with about a minute left.
And they still have a couple of timeouts. Yes. So intriguing play call here for A.J. DePhillips. Again, when you've kind of let Omari throw the football a little bit, it started to work and open things up. We've noticed, again, it's not been 7-8 yards, but Stanley Smart 3-4 yards a carry last couple of times, at least trying to soften the belly of the inside of that Perry defense.
Yeah, I don't hate a run play here either. I know some people kind of look at that as defeatist, but, I mean, you have 3 different things will happen. You either, A, bust one long, you potentially pick up a first down, or 3, you get stopped, but the clock runs and you run your field goal unit out there, or force them to call a timeout.
Or you're already 2 down territory, you're going to go for it regardless.
Right, something like that. So I don't hate a run play right here, but either way, just last thing you can do is take a sack and obviously turn the football over.
So Cadets out of the timeout. They'll put 2 receivers either side. Stanley Smart to the right of Omari Burse. Perry with 4 down linemen. And here's the snap. Omari looking. Got some time. Flushed out to his left. He's going to tuck it. And has Jack Ganem underneath. Caught at the 20 and out of bounds. Boy, I thought Omari was going to run it and go.
Yeah, I think Perry is claiming that he was past the line of scrimmage, but as a quarterback, you just have to have even a pinky toe back across the line of scrimmage when you throw the football. He has done an outstanding job of buying time, moving his way up in the pocket, and finding the open man downfield.
51.4 to go. Cadets no huddle. Jack Ganem in motion. Boy, Ganem's had a couple of big catches tonight. They'll run the reverse, coming near side. Bubba's going to throw back to Omari Burse, makes a man miss inside the 10 and trips up at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for BC. That was actually Mekhi Williams, I think, throwing that pass. And it's 1st and goal, BC.
Little Philly special. I thought he might have been hung out to dry there, but he did a good job of kind of deking the corner. And now, Kevin, 34 seconds with the clock running.
And now Perry wants a timeout. Kevin Smith says, no, wait a minute. We want to get our situation straight here before the half.
I mean, how about these past 2 drives from the Cadet offense? And I think Omari Burse, I talked about it, get that first touchdown. And it's all of the pressure gets pulled off your shoulders and you just go play football. That was a heck of an answer there. And now just showing what kind of an athlete he is with the Philly special.
Unbelievable drive here. Working the clock beautifully, and Cadets still with a timeout. So as you said, the run game not off the table here on 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, I like 3 chances with the ball in 14's hand here, though. Again, with his ability with his legs to scramble, just give me 3 shots, and then if you don't get it, Connor Ferguson, it's a 1-possession game going into the half.
Unbelievable swings of momentum
we talked
in this football game.
I mean, you took the haymaker from Perry. It was 17-3.
And a chance potentially to go into the locker room tied up.
I'll say this. A lot of times you get into matchups and the second half against Ware comes into mind where it feels like the field is slanted. This one's felt even.
So they're going to come out in the flex bone here. 1 receiver to either side. Here's the snap. Omari, they're going to go jump ball. Mekhi Williams in the end zone. He caught it. Was he in?
Oh, dropped it.
He dropped the football. Boy, great touch pass from Omari Burse. And that's something when you don't get to play a lot, Christian, that touch pass jump ball sometimes can be a little tricky. He put it right there where it was going to be Mackay or nobody.
It was a great pass, and it was a great play by Mackay, but it was just a better play by the corner. He was always in position, and he got his hand between Mackay's chest plate and the football, and at that last second just ripped it out, or else that was a touchdown.
So 2nd down and goal from the Perry 7. Twins up top. They'll motion out Stanley Smart. Here's Mackay. He'll throw it wide open. No, just throw it too far out in front of him. Boy, they ran a post and then a post corner. They come back to the back pylon. They were looking for, was that Bubba Frazier?
Yeah.
And just, Bubba's mad at himself. I think that was going to be a tough catch if he got there.
I don't think he's mad at himself. I think he's frustrated because you just put a little bit more air on that. There's nobody within 5 yards of him, and it's a touchdown. But, again, that's the second week in a row they've missed that one, where it's just a act like he's going on the slant route, and he comes back out towards that back pylon, and everybody in the world bites on the slant. He's been wide open, and they've missed both of them.
So here we go, 3rd down and goal from the 7. Ron Mallard in the game. They'll go trips to the left. Bubba's the lone receiver here to the near side. They'll motion out Smart. Here's the snap. And Burst's going to drop it down. He's got pressure, turns the corner and run out of bounds where they say he stepped out. At the 5, it'll be 4th and goal, and I think with 17 seconds, you've taken your 3 shots.
Yep.
And, they're going to trot the field goal unit on and try to cover the rest of this.
And that was a good job by Perry's front getting the pressure because Bubba Frazier at that time just ran the slant, and he was open, but Amari had to flush early and try to make it to the corner. But, again, it's a great answer. You've got a chance now to put up 10 unanswered points going into the half. And, again, making it a 1-score game, keeping it there, and now you got to come out and trust your defense to start the second half.
17 seconds to go here. Connor Ferguson for his 2nd field goal of the first half. He busted right through there. That's going to be a 22-yarder, and it's 17-13. BC's cut it in a little bit closer. We'll step aside one more time here before the half. This is Cadets football built by Islands Ace Hardware.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium, and an uptick in energy here from the near side as we get close to halftime, as the Cadets have drawn within 17-13 here right before the half. Perry will get the ball first, but more importantly, defense is starting to step it up. Offense, well, again, just the one touchdown, have put together 3 drives for points here, and especially in the last couple of possessions here have really moved the football on the arm of Omari Burst.
Yeah, and gotten inside the 5 the other 2 times where they didn't score, Kevin, but this is really big here now because you have 13 seconds left, but Perry doesn't necessarily feel like the team that is going to tuck it and go into the half. I feel like they're going to have something if they have 13 seconds.
So here's Connor to kick it off. I think it's going to be in the end zone.
Yeah, go ahead and stick this one there in the field house.
And he puts a big foot into it, and it's going to be about 5 yards deep. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Perry still got a timeout. They got an overabundance of quarterbacks. So, as you said, who the heck knows what Kevin Smith's going to do across the way. They do get the ball first coming out of the locker room, so a chance to just kneel on it if they need to.
Yeah, and it feels like they've kind of settled in now with Regan, the quarterback, and maybe the first quarter is just like, hey, we're going to go out there, feel out what works best, and whichever quarterback works best, that's who we're going to keep in there. But it looks like he's the guy, and he can really, really sling it. But now the 2 most important guys on the field are standing at about the 40-yard line, Kevin and Mackay Williams and Wyatt Easterbrook. Keep everything in front of you.
It's Christian Gokel's favorite saying from his DB days. Nothing cheap, nothing deep. And they'll just kneel on it at the 15, and they'll be content to take it to the locker room. So the Cadets rally back there. 17-3. It's now 17-13 as they head to the locker room. A resurgence there from the Cadets. We're coming right back here at the half. We'll have the Bernard Williams Insurance halftime report coming your way next. This is Cadets football on WatchBCSports.com.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook. Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Groups 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com. At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com.
Back here at the half, the Bernard Williams Cadets halftime report. Cadets trail at 17-13. Christian Gokel, Amari Burse has kind of settled in at quarterback. Had a couple opportunities to get a touchdown pass there right before the half, but he's led them on 3 scoring drives, a couple of field goals from Connor Ferguson, and right now you're in a dogfight with Perry, 17-13 here at the half.
Yeah, I feel like he's more than settled in. He looks like a weapon now, and it's a little bit different, right? You're not running the two-side of the field concepts where you're going to have a man beater on one side and a zone beater on the other side, and he knows which guy to read before he comes back to it, and he's basing it off the mic. He's like, nah, man, simplify it. Let him just go out there and make some football plays. And what I've really liked is the game plan is just get the ball to your weapons. You've really made it an emphasis to put the ball in Bubba Frazier's hands. He's hit on the really long pass to start the drive that you scored in 2 plays, and then where you get into the red zone, you put Mekhi Williams in there. Let him try to go make a jump ball. He's a freak athlete. Let him go try to make a play. So it's just an emphasis on the athletes, and it's the cliche, the Jimmys and Joes, not X's and O's, and that's really what it's been so far.
Yeah, and I was going to say, it seems like the 2 things that have worked for Amari in this offense are the one decision reads where, hey, we're going to snap it, you're throwing it to this guy, or when he's been able to, or either by design or have to, move the pocket, and he was able to find a Ron Mallard for the big touchdown. Kind of moving the pocket, everybody sucked up, and they just forgot about him sitting back there, and he's able to run it in for the touchdown. So the one decision reads, and then a little bit of scrambling ability. He made a big catch, big pitch and throw to Jack Gannum, scrambling the pocket over here when things broke down right before the end of the half. So those 2 things have really played into BC's favor, and Amari looks comfortable with those decisions.
Yeah, and I think it's, again, we said it over and over again, but his guy's Jack Gannum, and he's had a couple of really big plays so far, and on some not so easy catches. One of them where Amari's going kind of towards the sideline, throws it back across his body, and is able to hit him down the sideline, and Jack's able to pull it in. But I thought the more impressive one was where Amari slid up when we were on about the Perry 35, slid up in the pocket and is able to hit Jack, but Jack was turn his body and make the catch. It's one of those guys you're starting to have more and more confidence in, where you're almost surprised when he doesn't make the play. He got a play called back where he busted about a 20-yard run on a buck sweep out of the flex bone. So it's just, he's kind of becoming that weapon. And I think what's interesting, Kevin, is you have the guys who have made it so many times this year where they have 1 catch, 1 touchdown. Ron Mallard's already done it today. He did it last week, where it was a 1 catch, long touchdown pass. I'm waiting for Josh Washington just to kind of pop, because you can only cover so many guys. And I'm waiting for big number 7 just to kind of find a zone. And he's one of those guys we talked about before where a 5-yard catch could turn into a 60-yard touchdown really quick. So in that second half, if they go into halftime and they're trying to figure out ways to bracket Bubba Frazier, they're going to be in trouble if number 7 gets loose.
And again, it's sometimes, as you said, it seems like once they knew Perry was playing up, it was, who do you want to run by you? And we're going to take a shot now. If BC can get a stop coming out of the locker room, does the run game open up
right
as a result of that? Because it was exclusively the last 6 minutes of that second quarter, we're not running the ball. A couple of show-me runs, like, hey, there's one. But by and large, it was 80% pass 20% run there the last 6.5, 7 minutes for BC offensively.
Well, I think a lot of it's just what the defense is presenting, and Perry just never got out of stacking the box with one safety about 9 yards deep. And so if that's how you're going to play and you're going to press guys on the outside, we feel like we have the athletes who can get around you, and A.J. DePhillips has dialed up some shots there. And, again, I'm wondering what the adjustments are going to be for Perry, because I feel like right now, as this game has progressed, Amari Burse is getting really comfortable negotiating a four-man rush. If they collapse the outside, he's sliding up and moving. If he gets pressure from the inside, he's feeling comfortable booting out to the sideline. So it's how does Perry make an adjustment coming in with what they do? I don't think they're going to change much. I think they feel pretty confident in their defense and in getting stops here, but they get the ball first to start the second half. I need that energy that BC defense had on that final stop there to get the ball back before this field goal drive for the rest of the game.
I feel like a lot of confidence defensively, a couple of plays and schemes that Perry ran, Christian, very Benedictine-esque. You saw the wide receiver bubble screens. You saw moving the pocket, running those level concepts with 2-3 receivers, stacking multiple receivers, 3-4 receivers to a side and countering off that. It is very Benedictine-esque, some of the play packages we've seen from Perry, and it seemed like BC kind of got comfortable a little bit as the game went along.
Yeah, like I said, I come back to it. We kind of talked about it in the moment there, but the iPads make such a big difference where I think BC really started getting dialed in to what the run calls are. There's about 5 of them that they run pretty consistently, but the one they were really gashing BC on was just that strong side. They'd have 2 H-backs standing right behind the tackle, the running back standing right behind him, snap it, hand it to him, and he just kind of collapsed down that side. BC made the adjustment, and they're able to set the edge now, and there have been a couple of times where they really stopped that. So now Perry's having to go back and say, okay, what's our first down play? How are we going to pick up 5-6 yards on first down to get it going? And BC's taken away the bubble screens. They've taken away that play, and I think that's how you get the ball back to your offense a couple of times really quickly there. And, again, that comes back to the iPads. You're able to see it immediately and make that. It's not a coach up in the press box talking to a coach down on the field saying, okay, draw this on the whiteboard and then show the guys. It's no, just look here. This is what they're doing, and here's how we're going to adjust to that. So it's completely changed the high school game, the college game. I think it's bigger than in-helmet communications in college, honestly. So it's been very beneficial so far for BC's defense, and I think it's going to be big going forward.
A big night in Savannah here for Benedictine, and a big night around the region as well. We'll come back and talk about that in just a little bit. We're here at the half. It is the Bernard Williams Insurance Cadet Halftime Report here on WatchBCSports.com.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com. Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Rooms 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com. Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. We are at the half. Perry leads it 17-13. Panthers will get the football coming out of the locker room. A big night in the region tonight as we're coming right down to it. Again, just one more game in region play after tonight, and you start setting things up for postseason play. Again, everything got pushed back a week here in 2024 thanks to the hurricanes that came through the Georgia area. And so This was supposed to be the last week of the regular season. Playoffs will start next week. Everything got pushed back. So BC with one more week to go, they will host New Hampstead on Thursday night. But a big night in the region, as you well know. Cadets beat Warner Robins a couple of weeks ago. Perry beat Ware beat Benedictine. So BC needs to win tonight and become Warner Robins fans. At the half, though, Ware 21-7 over Warner Robins. You know our score here. And that last check, it was New Hampstead up big over Wayne County in region play tonight. So you look at things shaping up. Wayne County is winless on the year, and they probably will not win a game. I believe they have Ware County coming up next week. So you figured that one's not going to go in Benedictine's favor coming up. And obviously, if Ware wins tonight against Warner Robins, that will put them at number 1. BC wins tonight. They will be sitting there at number 2 in the region, likely in line for a home playoff game. A loss tonight, and you must beat New Hampstead next Thursday night for a chance to make the high school football playoffs. So a lot on the line coming up here, not only tonight, but certainly going into next week's final week of high school football around the state. So big region implications tonight. We'll keep our eyes on the Warner Robins score coming up as we get into the second half. But Christian Gokel, Ware up a couple of touchdowns over Warner Robins, BC trailing here. And you got to finish the drill here to try to secure a home playoff game, or Thursday night next week becomes uberly important against a good New Hampstead team, which you saw Rashawn Truell put up 600 yards against this Perry team not all that long ago, set a state record for throwing yards in a game, and they have one region win to this point. So that is a good football team that probably, if you don't take them lightly, or if you do take them lightly, could beat you and ruin your season.
Yeah, 100%. And you just don't want to leave it into the hands of fate. And you have 24 minutes left in this second half. Just go ahead and put it to bed. Come out here, win this football game, and put yourself into the playoffs.
We're coming right back as we count it down towards the second half. This is the Bernard Williams Halftime Report here on WatchBCSports.com.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, terry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com. The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBC. Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The Bernard Williams halftime report as the Cadets trail Perry 17-13. Christian Gokel is, again, we got the specialist back out for Perry and for BC. Everybody else still in the locker room making those adjustments. Cadets have been so good at doing that throughout Danny Britt's regime here at Benedictine. And a first drive defensively, I think, is going to be key. Don't want Perry to come out, goes 5, 6, 7 minutes, and put one in the end zone.
And listen, it's two very evenly matched units. Perry's offense is excellent. BC's defense right now is the strength of the team. It's about effort and execution. And BC, for the first time all half on that last drive, came out and they out-efforted Perry. That's what you're going to have to do for the remainder of this game if you're going to win.
And again, I think that's so crucial for A.J. DePhillips. He's been so good with this offense. I know you said it's kind of interesting when you talk about it, say, hey, maybe the playbook was too big. We pared it down a little bit, but at some point you got to rip the what's the old saying? Rip the Band-Aid off and just say, hey, listen, this is what we need to do to try to loosen some things up. And it seemed like when they went to 2 big passing plays right there in the second quarter, it kind of got them going.
Yeah, and I've been impressed by how cool Amari Burst has been. Really, the first downfield shot that he took gets picked off, and it was, again, just behind his receiver, and if it's in front of him, it might be a touchdown early in the game. So, and since then has just come out and continued to execute this offense. Now, there's been a couple of hiccups, and it was from Bubba Frazier and it was from Mekhi Williams, where it's just putting the ball on the ground, whether dropping it or kind of fumbling it because it was a backwards pass. Stuff like that can happen, and I wonder, Kevin, if you maybe just erase those plays where it's just the risk is not worth the reward on those plays, or you just in there at halftime saying, hey, if we're going to do that, make sure you throw it forward. But outside of that, there hasn't been a situation where Amari's looked the wrong way, trying to hand the ball off the wrong way. Everything outside of that has been really smooth with the execution so far tonight, and I think the BC offensive line is playing a really solid game so far.
Certainly, and again, I think that's going to be key. You want to continue to see the downfield stuff. I think don't go into a shell in the second half of we got to keep it short. And again, this may seem crazy. Keep feeding number 4, but find that secondary guy, which has been Jack Ganem, to play off of him and say, yes, we just want to get the ball to Bubba Frazier and go do your thing, but you need somebody else to keep him open and not double team. Jack Ganem has been that guy last week and this week so far in the first half to kind of be that secondary option.
Well, I think Jack Ganem does a really good job of, from his slot back position, is just finding a soft spot in the secondary and sitting down and just making himself big and known to Amari Burst. And that's been why Burst has been able to find him so far. But it's going to be 1 or 2 plays here early that kind of set the tone for the second half. And I'm looking at the outside linebackers and the defensive line for the Cadets to be those guys. And, again, get the ball back to Amari Burst with some plus field position and just let him continue to build that confidence, Kevin, because, again, you had Wayne County last week was his first start on the road. But, again, this is a 15, 16-year-old high school dude who's coming in here as a sophomore, and this is about as big as it gets around the country in terms of competing at the highest level of high school football. Georgia is one of the top 5, 6 high school football states. Arguably the best if you're just talking about per capita putting guys in the NFL. It doesn't get a whole lot better than the state of Georgia. Then they went and cut off 7A and scooted everybody down one and just compressed all the talent. So you have Perry in this region, and Amari Burst, again, a sophomore making his second career start, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. And I don't think the dude's blinked so far.
No, what a confidence boost it would be if he can put one more point on the board than Perry here in this ball game. And again, Perry's going to get the ball first, so it's going to be right on that defensive front. And you mentioned, hey, you need some guys to make plays. Third Scroggins, Cam Cody, been awfully quiet in that first half.
Yeah, and listen, Cam Cody's been quiet, but that's usually a good thing. That means he's probably doing his job. And for third, he's been getting there, but they've just been leaving 1 or 2 guys extra in there to block him. And so BC's kind of gone to some stunts where they're bringing him from the outside linebacker at the snap. He's kind of coming in behind the defensive tackles and rushing up the middle. It's just these quarterbacks right here, they have legs to move, but for the most part, they're drop back passers, the guys they have in right now. They have 6 guys who are taking snaps before the game who could probably get in there and play. Right now, these are drop back passers. Third Scroggins has to eat. And whether that's you're finding a way to formation and get him one-on-one with somebody that he can drill, or if it's just effort from him, he's got to make a play.
Counting you down towards the second half kickoff. This has been the Bernard Williams Insurance Halftime Report. We'll come back. We'll have the second half kick. Perry going to get the football first, 17-13. Panthers leading BC here at the half. This is Cadets football on WatchBCSports.com.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
And then along came Walker Jones.
Mom and Dad drove a Chevy. They're Mom and Dad too. Generation to generation, Chevrolet is America's heritage brand. And the best place to buy your Chevy is Walker Jones Chevrolet. They'll treat you like good friends and neighbors should.
Hi, I'm Joe Drawdy. I'm the General Sales Manager at Walker Jones Chevrolet. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Chevy. Together, let's drive. Walker Jones Chevrolet. Memorial Drive in Waycross and online at walkerjonechevy.com. Tradition, honor, a culture of excellence. This is Benedictine Cadets football, built by Helpful Islands Ace Hardware, your locally owned and operated Ace Hardware. Tonight, live from the home of the Cadets Memorial Stadium in Savannah, Georgia. Your Benedictine Cadets welcome the Perry Panthers. Now, here's your hosts, Kevin Thomas and Christian Gokel.
Back in Memorial Stadium, we got 24 minutes of football here as the three-time defending state champions, I will say, is in between these two teams. BC won 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Perry won it last year, and it's been a championship bout going back and forth here between the Panthers and the Cadets. Perry will get the football to start the second half. BC's defense going to be right back out there on the field. Got a lot of momentum coming down the stretch. Did this BC defense offensively? They really kicked it up a tick heading towards the half. So BC with some of the momentum, important to reestablish as they come right back out of the locker room here to get things going in the second half. Establish that momentum, get these fans up on their feet, Christian Gokel, and make sure that, hey, they stay into it here. It's senior night, good crowd on hand. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us here coming down the stretch right here inside Memorial Stadium.
100%, Kevin. And again, it's the moments where you need the crowd to be loud, that we need all these folks on their feet. And that's where you get that home field advantage from. So it's a big-time second half coming up here, Kevin, between two really talented football teams, and it's where playmakers make plays that this one's going to come down to.
17-13 our score. Connor Ferguson will kick it off. BC will be kicking towards the south end zone. Again, the Fieldhouse end zone here at Memorial Stadium. Not much wind at all, really none at this point. And it's that time of year where, Christian, for the broadcasters, it gets a little bit later. The papers start to get a little dew on them. You start seeing the dew dripping off the stadium as the fog rolls in under the lights here at the stadium. And that humidity starts to cool off. And it feels like October, November football in the South.
That's that South Georgia football where it goes from 85 during the day to in the 60s at night. That 20-degree change, just enough. Put a little moisture on the football. All right, Kevin, we talked to Danny Britt in the pregame show. He said somebody's going to have to steal a possession. I'm looking down at the field right now. There's about 20 yards between their front line and their middle line with their alignment. Do we see the Danny Britt pooch special here, or do you trust your defense to just put the sucker about 5 yards in the end zone?
I think right now I'm letting Connor kick it deep, and if you take the lead, maybe try to sneak one on him then. And right now I'm trusting my defense to get right back off the field. Here we go. Connor Ferguson left to right. Moving forward, he'll put a shoe into it and kick it way up in the air, and it's going to come down into the end zone, 1st and 10 from the 20. So Connor's had a great night kicking the football, 2 field goals in the first half and nothing but touchbacks here right out of the gate.
And here we go, Kevin. This defense has to step up here. And one quick adjustment, I see freshman Jameer Lee in the football game. Made his first career start last week against Wayne. I think they wanted a little bit more experience in there, but He's such a big body. It's hard to keep him off the field. And with this game, when they start to lean on you, you have to have some bodies that you can rotate in.
Let's see where they go. They're going to stick with Reed Ginn at quarterback.
Yeah, really, it feels like that first quarter and maybe quarter and a half was just an audition for all 4 or 5 quarterbacks.
Who's the hot quarterback tonight?
Exactly. A little Steve Spurrier-esque.
So Twins here to the near side as Perry will work right to left. Again, straight drop over the middle, wide open on the slant route. All the way on, the ball is loose, and it's picked off by BC. Coming back the other way, it is Mekhi Williams at the 20, at the 15, at the 10. Did he step out of bounds?
He stepped out.
Stealing a possession. It happened there, and that was all not on the coverage. On the hit, the ball popped out. Mekhi Williams, right place, right time.
Yeah, and I feel like that was number 5, Zach Maxwell, on the hit, and then Mekhi Williams, like he has Velcro on his hands, just scooped that ball out of the air, and he was on the move, but it was a giant hit, and that was a schemed-up play. We talked about the iPads. Perry has them, too. They went back and watched. You're running cover 2. Great, we're going to run a post route right to the middle of your cover 2, and they hit it, but Zach Maxwell just hit a little bit harder.
Quick change of possession. Amari Burse and company out there on offense. Trips to the left and a tight end. John Lilly to the right. Here's the snap. They'll fake it. And now have a man wide open. It's John Lilly. Caught! Touchdown! By the fingertips. A little play action. And a 27-yarder to John Lilly for the touchdown gives BC the lead.
Yeah, Kevin, the first time all night that we've seen an inline tight end lined up, and they just forgot about him. BC goes big-time play action, and number 24 is running wide open down the field. 2 guys tonight, Kevin. 1 catch, 1 touchdown, and that's just great play design by A.J. DePhillips.
Not a soul covered John Lilly running down the seam. And BC with the lead, 19-17. Connor Ferguson to make it an even 20. Right through there, it's good. 20-17. Didn't even go 30 seconds. BC has the lead here in the third quarter. Cadets football built by Islands Ace Hardware.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Islands Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Islands Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back. Christian talked to Danny Britt before the show, said, need to steal one. Steal a possession. That is possession stolen, capitalized score. BC with the lead, 20-17.
And it's just these quick changes really put a lot of pressure on your defense. A.J. DePhillips had something ready to rock, and that's just great play design and a heck of a catch there from the tight end, having to go up and high point that ball. I don't know about you, Kevin. I thought it was going to float just over his hands, but he went out there and made a great catch.
I thought it was going to be too far.
Yeah.
And John Lilly stuck the fingertips out there and brought it in. Connor Ferguson got to drive it again. This one going to be to get to the end zone before going out of bounds. Yes, it does. Oh, my goodness.
I think that's probably the correct call.
BC fans don't like it. They thought it went over the sideline before it got to the end zone, but this is going to give Perry pretty good field position here to start this next drive.
Yeah, a little hyped up, so he pulled it, but that official has the best spot in the building to make that call. He kind of stands right on that front pylon, looks straight up, and if it goes to his right, that's out of bounds, that's flag.
No, it's going to be on the 35 instead of the 20 for Perry. They're going to stick with Reed Ginn at quarterback.
I mean, I would too. He just threw a strike over the middle.
And it was wide open. And Corey Pettigrew just lost it when he got hit by Zach Maxwell. Twins here to the short side for Perry. That's to their left. Here's Ginn, going to wind up, throw it deep. A little comeback route is caught by Pettigrew, went right back to him, and he's going to do a little hook route for 12 yards and a first down.
I mean, Ginn is just slinging it. That's not an easy throw. I know it's just about a 13-yard completion, but he threw that ball about 30 yards, and it's just he can really cut it loose right now, and it's hurting that BC secondary.
So 1st and 10 for Perry. Out at the 47. Here's Ginn. Straight drop, flush to his right. Throws short. Pettigrew. And did he catch it? Yes, he did. It's going to be a 7-yard hook up. Zach Maxwell ready to hit him immediately. And it'll be second down and short.
And again, Kevin, it's just that bend but don't break defense. If you can execute that play over and over and over and over again, fine. we're just not going to let you beat them deep.
H back to the right for Perry here on 2nd and short. Here's the snap, the give. No play action. They hit us. Man in the slot, dropped it.
Yep.
Rodarius Lewis had an inside route on Wyatt Estabrook and just dropped the football.
Yeah, it's the same play that Amari got picked on. It's just a little RPO. You run a post up the middle, and you got to really whip it out there almost like a shortstop. And that time, really good coverage by Wyatt Easterbrook, running stride for stride. It had to be a perfect pass, and it's just a really tough completion.
Empty backfield for Ginn here on 3rd and short. He's got 5 wide receivers in the formation.
Yeah, BC's going to go press here.
And here's the snap. Ginn looking, tries to hit the slant. It's caught. Pettigrew right over the middle. And that was a one-read look. He just went right to Pettigrew on the inside slant. Isaiah Jones in coverage.
Yeah, I like that play call right there where it's just you spread everybody out and just take an easy slant to the inside, and you're just kind of setting the table for your quarterback, letting him read. And, again, this guy's dealing right now. I'm very curious why there's a quarterback competition at all.
Yeah, out of the no huddle. Empty backfield again for Ginn, as he's got 5 wide, same formation, twins up top, trips here to the near side. Again on a straight drop, looking. Flush to his right, there's nobody over there. He's going to tuck it and go. Third, Scroggins going to throw him out of bounds. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
What's the call?
There's a flag late, did not have him out of the face mask. It wasn't roughing. He was in bounds.
It wasn't a horse collar. What's the call?
I think somebody's going to blow a gasket here. And it might be about 3,000.
Yeah,
They're going to wave it off.
Yeah, that's a great call. Listen, it's a hard hit, but when you're a quarterback and you start running the football, you're no longer protected. You're a running back at that point. And, yeah, third hit him, but that's allowed.
Yeah. And just grabbed him and threw him to the turf. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. And finally you see third get in on a play. Again, out of a pistol look here. Takes the snap over the middle. Pettigrew caught. What a great grab by Pettigrew, going up for the first down at the 24-yard line. And he's kind of locked in on Corey Pettigrew, 6'2", 170-pounder.
Yeah,
wide receiver.
He's a guy who's got offers to play the next level, and he's just got that prototypical defense or Division I body.
So 1st and 10 from the BC 24.
And now BC
play
goes
action.
Press.
And they bring pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Drugged down from behind. Isaiah Jones comes busting through, and he gets the first sack of the ball game. Going to be 2nd down and about 16.
Yeah, that time BC brought pressure, but the biggest play was made on the outside by the defensive backs. They go press coverage there, and everybody was just running stride for stride with their man. Again, they're giving up the stuff between the 20s, but once you get down inside the 20, BC's going to really, really start to pressure you.
Isaiah Jones has had himself a heck of a ball game for the Cadets defensively. Cadets shifting around. They got third standing up off the right side, and somebody moved. False start against Perry. Going to back him up another 5 yards. I don't think they were ready for third not to have his hand in the dirt. He was going to stand up rush that time, Christian, and then somebody moved.
And again, BC's adjusted here where they're saying, hey, we're going to let our athletes run. You got Bubba Frazier in there playing corner right now. They're just going athlete to athlete.
JoJo Sutton in there at the slot corner as they go bunch twins either side. This is Ginn on a straight drop. He's flushed in the pocket. Third, Scroggins there, and a host of others to knock him down. And he's going to lose 2 or 3 more, and it's going to be 3rd and Perry. They got the State Fairgrounds to go here on 3rd down.
Yeah, Kevin, and that time just everybody won up front for BC. And when Benedictine knows that you are in an obvious passing situation, they can tee off, and they do a really good job of getting home. But now you just have to avoid the big play. This is where you go soft coverage, leave those safeties over the top, and just wrap up and tackle.
Ball is on the Cadet 37. They got to get to the BC 14 for a first down.
Yeah, big number 21's coming out wide here. Wouldn't be surprised if he's the lead blocker here for some kind of screen.
So Ginn puts a man in motion on a rocket motion. Again, they're going to throw back. This is Pettigrew, tries to run underneath coverage.
Good tackle.
And a good open field tackle. That was Zach Maxwell. And it's going to be 4th down, well out of the field goal range here, I would imagine. And it's 4th and about 20 here for
Yeah, I think they're going to try to pin him deep with a punt.
And now defensively, you're starting to get some momentum here. And it will be Camp to punt this football. He stands at the BC 49.
He's got to execute here.
High snap brought down. Camp going to hang it up. And a fair catch called for by Mekhi Williams. It hits and takes a
great punt.
Perry bounce back to the 4. Thought it was going in the end zone.
That looked like Kevin from about 70 yards out, just dropping it on the green. A little back on it.
And then a 3-putt.
Yeah, a little backspin on it.
So BC going to get the football back. They got 96 yards to go. 95 and an inch. But officially, it's going to be the 4-yard line.
Yeah.
Now what do? Do you dare try play action down here and try to get Perry sleeping again?
Well, first off, I'm going to let this creed kind of flow over me right now, Kevin. But your first goal is a first down. That's all you're playing for right now is 10 yards, and then you can open things up.
Cadets going way wide with the trips outside the numbers here to the near side as they work off the far hash. Inside give. This is Smart. Got a big hole. The flag comes in.
They're going to call holding.
And Smart got outside the 20, but that flag came in almost immediately off the snap. And somebody got blown up off the left side over there. And we're hanging on for dear life. The good news is it's only a 2-yard penalty.
Yeah, but you had a great play call drawn up there. Yeah, chop block. So for those of you at home, just one BC offensive line was engaged high with the guy, and then you had a guy who was kind of free looking for someone to block and dove at the legs of the other guy, and that's just you can't do that. That's how people get hurt.
And implemented as some safety protocols into the game of football. And that'll back BC up to the 2.5.
But BC's done a good job of finding the edge here with the run game, Kevin. You have to do it again.
So from the 2-yard line, burst back in the end zone. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Smart straight ahead, and this is just country hardball, kind of so out to the 5-yard line. Give them the penalty back. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, at that time, just giving yourself a little bit of breathing room, and now you have 2 plays. What are your best 5-yard plays here? Going to rock a tight end back in there.
Yep, John Lilly going to come back in. They'll take a Ron Mallard out, and Lilly will go out off of the left tackle. Here's the snap to Omari looking. Omari flushed out of the pocket, steps and throws up the near sideline, and that was Tim Tebow plus about 30 yards on a jump pass. Not how you draw it up offensively in terms of your quarterback executing. It wasn't going to be caught.
Right.
But it wasn't going to be intercepted either. It'll be 3rd and long.
That's just one of those reps where you have to go back and watch it on tape, and you'll show him, dude, you got 10 yards to run. But he just kind of jumped up and threw it down the sideline on a wheel route to Jack Gannum and just kind of faded it out of bounds there. So now, again, Kevin, it's just avoid disaster time. You're pinned back at your own 5. That's where special teams come into play, man. And that was a heck of a punt from Perry's punter.
It will be Bubba Frazier at tailback right now. Trips here to the right, 1 receiver up top. They'll motion Bubba. Here's the snap. Burst had to get rid of it and just spiked it into the turf. He felt pressure immediately, and BC going to have to get rid of this football. Are they going to say it was caught?
Yeah, it was caught.
For no gain. And I'm not sure who actually caught that.
Yeah, so that's
underneath.
Just a tunnel screen, and he did a good job of setting it up because you gave him some eye candy with Bubba Frazier running out, and then you come back underneath the offensive line, and it was there. It's just Burst kind of drilled him with it, didn't really let his guy have a chance to get out there and run, just kind of feeling the pressure of being pinned.
And here's Ferguson. His toes are on the back of that end zone. Just got it away and hangs one up. It's going to take a Perry bounce, and John Lilly going to check it up at the 40. And again, a nice punt by Connor with some dire situations there. But again, Christian, I think if you're A.J. DePhillips and you get on the headset with Amari Burst, I think you say, hey, look at the iPad. You can't leave your feet and throw the football.
Well, it's one of those things, man, where he's played so cool, calm, and collected, but that's just a situation he hasn't been in before where you're pinned and you're taking snaps inside your own end zone. It's just red lights flashing in your head. Don't turn it over. Don't turn it over. Don't get sacked. Don't get sacked. You're not thinking about making a play. You're thinking about not making a mistake. So that's just a really tough position for any quarterback, especially a guy making a second start.
So Perry starts this drive at the BC 40, 1st and 10. Looks like they're going to stay with Ginn at quarterback, or they made a switch there. Here's the snap. It'll be an inside give, and BC trying to stretch it outside. Nicely done, and there's Isaiah Jones again, bringing down Ahmad Gordon. He's going to lose a yard, and Isaiah Jones really holding down the edge and forced Gordon to keep going side to side and brought him down.
That's his number one job, is to set the edge in that run game. Kind of a bare front there from BC where you had 4 down linemen and you walk Isaiah up there right on the line of scrimmage because they go with those 2 H-backs, and he did an outstanding job of fighting his guy and setting the edge.
On second down, Ginn's going to be pushed to his right. Throws it. It's intercepted. Wyatt Estabrook up the left side. He's at the 50. The 40 got tripped up.
That's got to be a flag. The quarterback tackled him with his feet. You can't do that.
Tripped him up. What an interception, Wyatt Estabrook. And they come the other way, and another change of possession and another stealing of a possession there by BC.
First off, apologize to the fans for the Kevin Hot mic there at home, but it was an outstanding play by Wyatt Estabrook. He was sitting back. He had his feet planted about 10 yards deep and was just reading the quarterback who went out on a boot. Isaiah Jones, again, number 17 flashing, got into his face, and the quarterback cut it loose. And again, just Wyatt looking in the backfield. That's just an excellent textbook safety play.
They'll start this drive at the Perry 33. And here's the snap. Omari straight drop looking. Tried to go this way. Had it batted up in the air and intercepted. And now it comes the other way, and he tries to save a tackle. And running out of the tackle is going to be number 43 all the way for a touchdown. And that's not what you wanted, Christian Gokel, as it was batted in the air, and Alshon Ashley just picked it up. Omari tried to make a shoestring tackle, and once he missed, there was nobody back there.
It's just been one of those games, man, where the defense is making lights-out plays, and that time a big defensive lineman gets his paws on it, knocks it straight up in the air, and 43 is just waiting on it. That's a great job by him, catching it and just taking it off. Omari tried to get there, but not quite enough on the ankle tackle. And when you go back and watch the tape, it was with his feet, but the tackle from the quarterback from Perry on Wyatt ends up being a 14-point swing.
The point after upcoming from camp, and it is up and through 24-20 here in the third. We're coming right back. This is Cadets football, built by Islands Ace Hardware.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
We are back here at Memorial Stadium. A pick six off a deflected ball has given Perry the lead back 24-20. And now if you're AJ DePhillips, you get your quarterback right back out there, and you got to put a drive together.
Yeah, and it's just, if you're Mari, it's just one of those things about playing quarterback. You cut it loose, a defensive lineman got up there and knocked it down. There's nothing you can do about that. It's not a mistake. It's just playing football, and now you have to go back out there and lead your football team.
Carson Camp to kick it away for Perry. 5:27 to go here in the third. He'll hang one up the right side. Going to be caught at the 5.
Big
at
return
the 10. Oh, laid out at the 15. And who was that? That got laid out. That was Ron Mallard, who took a shot at the 15. And he was running north-south, and his body went east-west real quick.
I feel like those guys have Guardian caps on for other people's protection and not theirs, because they have been laying the lumber on that kickoff unit.
So they're going to mark Iran's return up at the 17, and that's where BC will take over 1st and 10 with a little under 5.5 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, full offense is completely available right now. Plenty of time. You just got to go out there and execute.
They'll bunch trips. Now they'll motion everybody. Tight end goes to the left side. Jack Ganem goes to the left side. Here's the snap. Omari's just going to keep it. They'll let him run off the right side. Or was it Wildcat with Bubba? It was. Boys, it had me confused.
Yeah. Well, 4-14 back there.
So Bubba gets 2 off the left side. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And now they'll bring Stanley Smart back in at tailback. Put Bubba out wide here to the right. Somebody's offsides.
That's got to be a flag. Yeah, that's unabated.
For Perry, just ran straight into the backfield. So a free 5 will make it 2nd and about 3 or 2.
That's helpful.
Kind of opens up your playbook a little bit here on second and short.
And again, I like putting the ball in Amari's hands and just let him make a play.
He's got Bubba back there at tailback, trips here to the right, and a tight end to the left. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Bubba. He'll go straight ahead. He'll have the first down at the 29-yard line. And a BC Brothers moving the chains. First down, something they haven't been able to do the last drive or so.
Yeah, and I like this formation they're going with where it's just the wide trips and you're just taking people out of the box here, where when you go with your traditional formations, all 11 guys are within about 10, 15 yards of the ball. So now you're kind of really trying to spread them out and open up some runs.
1st and 10 here for the Cadets. The snap to Amari. He'll give it to Stanley Smart. They come back to that play to start the second half. He makes a man miss and gets tripped up, falling ahead towards the 40. They'll mark him at the 39, right at a first down. If that tackle doesn't get made, that's a touchdown.
And Stanley Smart has gotten better and better at breaking tackles and just being a running back as the year has progressed. And
that was the same play they opened a half with.
I think they're going to call that a first down.
So BC Brothers moving the chains, first down.
It's the same play they started the first half with. It's the same play Benedictine's been running for freaking 40 years. It's a buck sweep.
So here's the snap to Amari. They'll give it to Bubba this time. Tries to drive off the left side. He maybe gets a half a yard. Perry flowed to the football beautifully that time. And it'll bring up second down and long.
Yeah, and that time Perry just kind of guessing which way the run was going to go. They're taking chances on those slants where they're just overcommitting to one side. I wonder if we're going to see a counter or something soon from AJ to Phillips.
BC goes to the flex bone look. Hard count from Amari. Now they'll check back here with the near side. They'll stay in the flex look, a receiver to either side on second down and 9. Here's the snap. End around to Jack Ganem coming left side. He's got it set up inside Perry territory and a first down.
Another
down
flag.
To the 45 and a flag comes out.
That same official has thrown about 5 holding calls on BC.
They're going to get Bubba Frazier or Jacoby Ward for holding on that left side.
I mean, there's a difference between good blocking and holding, and just because the team that's behind you is screaming holding at you doesn't mean that that's the case.
So they're going to mark it off. It's, again, the hold was downfield, so it's not going to be 2nd and 20.
And it's been the official on the Perry sideline every time. He's the one who threw the flag that got waved off where they said it was a personal foul against third, and he's the one who's thrown a couple of holding calls now against BC, and it's just because the coaches are yelling at you to throw a flag doesn't mean you have to throw a flag.
So 2nd and 14 here officially for the Cadets. As that pushes the ball back into BC territory. Again, Jack Ganem had the first down into Panther territory. Here's the snap. They fake it and come with a counter. Coming back near side. Bubba almost broke it loose. Turned up inside. Got about 7. Out to the 43-yard line. And it'll be third manageable here for the Cadets. They need their own 49 for a first down.
Yeah, you wonder when that was coming because, again, they're just over-committing to one side. And that time you come back against the grain. It was just a really good job by a linebacker getting Bubba from behind there. That was going to go a long, long ways.
It looked like they were set up to run the same play to Ganem again, and they countered off of that. So third down, big third down here for the Cadets as we work late in the third quarter. And here's the snap to Amari. Looking, has a man out in the flat. It's going to be caught. That's a first down. At the 35, makes a man miss. Up here to the right side, still on his feet is Stanley Smart. He's gone. 10-5, touchdown. Made 2 men miss and a 57-yard touchdown run. Stanley Smart on the pitch and catch from Amari Burse.
We have been waiting for that play from Stanley Smart all year. One word, Kevin. Might be 2. I don't know. Weight room, baby.
That's 3.
Weight room. And that was just squats and deadlifts and leg curls, and he just broke 3 arm tackles there on the way to the end zone. We have been waiting for that from number 12 all season long, and it comes at the biggest moment.
Connor Ferguson for the point after, 57 yards. On the pitch and catch, point after is good. Cadets lead it 27-24. This is Cadets football. built by Islands Ace Hardware.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Stanley Smart with an unbelievable catch, just a little leak out wheel route. And Omari Burr showed great patience to hit him in stride, and he made a couple of men miss, and it was night time.
And just first off, converting that after being put back by a holding penalty that, again, second time on a buck sweep from the flex bone, they've called back a long run for hard blocking. But it's just the consistency that they've been able to overcome these obstacles, and it's A.J. DePhillips, man. He's not throwing a perfect game, but this is dang near his best stuff right now.
So Connor Ferguson to kick it off left to right for Benedictine. It was 17-13 at the half. It's 27-24. 17-13 at the half. I said that.
Said 17-3. Not quite that much of a comeback in the second half.
We put up some points here in the second quarter.
Yes.
Kick taken at the 2, and now here goes Perry the other way. Up the right sideline, and one man to beat, and he's going to take it 100 yards up the right side for a touchdown. And that is an answer for Perry on the kick coverage, and that's going to drive Danny Britt nuts. That he went right up the right side and almost untouched for a touchdown.
Yeah, no flags on the field that time, and he went right down the Perry sideline, so you knew that was going to happen. But it's just Connor Ferguson's got to put that one in the back of the end zone. But still, if he doesn't, those guys got to stay in their lanes and make a tackle. And once he broke past that first wave, it was night-night.
Yeah, DeCorian Daniels, 99 yards on the kick return for a touchdown, and Perry right back in the lead, 30-27. So it's punch, counter punch, punch, counter punch. And now BC got to figure out what to do offensively.
Would you expect anything from the last 3 state champions?
I would not. This has been a heavyweight fight. The point after from Camp is on the way. It's up, and it is good. It's 31-27. Perry right back in front. We're coming right back. This is Cadet football built by Islands Ace Hardware.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. A immediate answer by Perry on a 99-yard kickoff return, and they retake the lead 31-27.
Yeah, 2 non-offensive touchdowns in the third quarter here for Perry, and that's what's got them in the lead. BC just continually shooting themselves in the foot in these big moments. But they've been able to bandage it and find a way to trot down the field on one foot.
New Hampstead has beaten Wayne 40-7. Last update we got, Ware was still up over Warner Robins. And here's the kick. Comes down at the 2, taking up the left side of the 10, 15, 20. Not quite going to make it there. And they'll start from the, they're going to give them the 20. So 1st and 10 from the 20 for BC. With just over 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It has been a scoreboard show here in the third quarter, Christian Goodell.
Yeah, it's been excellent special teams on both sides, but Perry kind of winning the battle right now. You go back, Kevin, to the pinning them deep punt, and then obviously the kickoff return for a touchdown. But even on kickoff coverage, Perry's been headhunting. So just that special team battle leaning towards Perry right now. BC's got to find a way to come up with another answer here.
So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Burst out of a shotgun. He's got twins up top. The give going to be off the left side at the 20, 25, 30, and across the 35 goes Ron Mallard in at tailback, and he'll get 15 yards and a first down.
I'll say this, Kevin, with all of those quick touchdowns for Perry, their defense has been on the field for a long time here in the second half.
And Mallard going to go down and kind of came up hobbling. I don't know if that's a cramp.
If I had to imagine, yeah. I mean, that's back-to-back plays for him on the return and then in for carrying that buck sweep.
He got up immediately after the carry and then kind of hobbled like, there it goes. And went to the ground. So it's 31-27.
They're working on the calf right now. That's pain.
And he's a young man that I know they've got a lot of great things to say about his future here for BC. And now he's up. He's going to walk it off slowly.
That junk hurts, man. You ever caught one of those in the middle of the night when you're sleeping?
Yep.
Kind of flop out of the bed like
screaming,
a fish.
Yeah. And so he's going to have to come out for a minute.
But already a win to start the drive there, Kevin. 15 yards, big field position there. You get a first down, keep your defense on the sideline, and now you're executing.
So first down and 10 from the Cadet 35. They'll run the same formation. Lillian H back to the right. They'll give it. This is Smart off the left side. He's got 5. He's got 10. And across the 50
and
into Perry territory. Another flag.
Another flag.
Comes in 10 yards down the field.
Same sideline, same official.
And we're going to do it again. If that's a hold on BC, it should make it first and 10, a redo, basically.
I mean, this is two teams playing outstanding football, just blow for blow against each other. The officials don't need to become a part of it. And right now, they're one of the leading storylines.
Where are they going to mark this off from? The flag was thrown at the first down marker.
I think they're marking it just back at the first down, yeah.
It looked like the one official was going farther back. So it'll be first and 10 again.
So basically just a redo. But, man, there's a difference between good blocking and holding, and these guys are kind of missing that point.
Twins up top. One receiver singled up here to the near side. Here's Burse out of the shotgun looking. Amari's going to roll here to the near side, throw it out in the flat, and he was trying to float it for Stanley Smart, and that was dangerous as the corner locked up on Bubba Frazier. Quentin Crane was breaking back on that ball, and if that floats too much, it's another pick six.
I don't hate the decision too much there either, because if he is able to float that and catch it, then he's going a long ways, but I'm more so just impressed with the vision and the patience right now from Amari Burse.
45 seconds to go in the quarter. It's 31-27. Cadets trail, second down and 10. Some late movement from Perry defensively trying to get lined up. Stanley Smart, the tailback here. Twin receivers either side of the formation. Now they motion Smart out. Amari, tried to throw the slant to Ganem, and Perry was sitting on that, and that was nearly picked off by Jordan Donald, the middle linebacker. And it's 3rd and 10.
So that's the one. And we talked about this even prior to last week. It's if he gets locked onto somebody and doesn't see the whole field. That was the one. Perry had just kind of dropped a guy back into coverage, floating in the middle of the field. They had baited him into an interception, and they drop it. So you avoid the disaster there that you knew kind of with a new quarterback was going to come at some point.
3rd down and 10 from the BC 35. They'll put twin receivers to either side. Out of the shotgun, here's Omari looking. He'll wind up, throw it for Bubba Frazier, has him up the right side. Bubba in and out, good, and hang on.
And I thought there was contact early there, but no flag.
No flag there. He was running step for step.
That was a great throw from Amari Burse.
It really was, with number 31. That was John Tavius Carswell.
Already has an interception today, but, I mean, he got there 2 steps early, and Bubba still almost made the catch.
So 4th down, Cadets will have to punt the football. And now it's on the BC defense to get a stop here.
Well, if anything, they should be fresh.
So 4th down and 10 officially. Ferguson standing from the BC 21-yard line. Here's the snap. Connor going to get it away. Hangs a nice high spiral up. Going to chase all the way back to the 15 and take a Perry bounce before Marquis Williams touches it up at the 18. So a nice punt from Connor Ferguson. And now the BC defense with a get off the field situation here as we're just ticks away from the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and it's just another chance to really flip the field position. Connor Ferguson did a great job there. Now if BC can go out there and get a stop here, you're looking at probably a 15, 20-yard field position change, but you got to get a stop.
Looks like Perry's going to stick with Reed Ginn at quarterback. And they've kind of stuck with him since about midway through the second quarter. Who's going to make the next play for BC here defensively? They've got 3 bunch receivers. They'll usually flip it, and they do. And go more of a pistol look here on first down. Here's the snap again. They'll play action, roll back to the left, throws it, has a man. It's going to be underthrown, incomplete. He was looking for Keel Sparks, 6'4", senior wide receiver, kind of hooking out towards the first down sticks and underthrew it.
Yeah, and the adjustment BC's made is they're just walking a guy up and reading off of that play action. They're launching a guy at the quarterback every time, so he can't really step into those throws now. He's having to layer it over a guy attacking him and a defender on the backside.
Second down and 10. Twin receivers here to the near side. They got an H-back and a tight end on the same side as well. Here's Ginn. He'll ride the belly, give it straight ahead. Cadets there, Cam Cody and others. It's going to get maybe a yard. That'll do it most likely for the third quarter. It'll be third and 8 as we walk to the other end for the fourth quarter.
And just a great job shedding tackles, and now you set yourself up to start the fourth with a massive third down.
Yeah, huge third down upcoming when we return. It's 31-27. Cadets trailing as we go to the final quarter. This is Cadets football, built by Islands Ace Hardware.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah. Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Islands Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Islands Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Final 12 minutes of a heavyweight brawl between Perry and BC as it's 31-27 and a huge third down from the Perry 17 upcoming for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Third down and 9.
2 spots on the field I feel like you really got to focus on here, Kevin. The flats, because they've really done a good job on those comeback routes against your corners, and just right over the middle. It's been a soft spot for you so far today. That's where they're going to be looking here on third and long. You talk about momentum, man. This is a chance with them backed up here. Somebody can get home on the quarterback, you can change this game in a hurry.
Cadet D from the near hash here on 3rd and 9 to start the fourth quarter. Again with a tailback off to his left. He'll play action, looking, flush to his left, turns into, runs out of a sack, and throws it over the running back's head. They haven't blown the whistle dead. The ball is loose. And who comes up with it? Did BC get it back? No, Perry got it. They're going to mark it at the 4. So that was a backwards pass fumble. And, boy, Perry going to have to punt the football from their own end zone now.
Oh, my goodness. I think everybody in the world thought that ball was dead after he threw an incomplete pass. And BC just a half-second late reacting, where they could be set up on the 3-yard line right now. But either way, Kevin, we talked about it. You needed a momentum swing, and that stop right there from BC was it.
So 4th down. Cadets set to get the ball back. Makai Williams standing at the Perry 34. Here's the kick. A line driver going to be caught by Bubba at the 40. Comes ahead off the right side, 35-30. Tried and ran into a man who was getting blocked.
Great special teams.
He kind of ran into a man getting blocked, and he just made the tackle while he was getting squared up. But nevertheless, great field position here. The 31 of Perry is where this drive's going to start. So you're in field goal range. That wouldn't get you all the way there, but could draw it to within a 1-point ball game if you don't get a yard here.
So the last time you had a big flip like this, you turn the ball over on the next play. So number 1 right here, just get some positive yards on first down.
Feel like Josh Washington's been awful quiet tonight.
I would agree with that statement, and that's a talented dude.
BC's got Bubba Frazier and Stanley Smart in the backfield. They're going to run Wildcat with Bubba. He'll take the snap, come back here to the left side, cut it up inside the 30, down at the 29. So give him about 3 on first down.
And listen, you got to keep testing that and keep forcing them to make great tackles. And Bubba Frazier, I know those legs got to be tired right now, but this is your season right now in terms of your playoff aspirations, holding on to a home field advantage potentially in the playoffs. He's got to go both ways for these last 10 minutes.
31-27 our score. Amari back in the shotgun. Looks, he'll go up the left side. Josh Washington overthrew him just a little bit. He had him beat by a half a step and just a little too much oomph on it. And it'll be second down.
I like the decision there.
Or third down, excuse me.
Yeah, I like the decision there from Amari Burse. One-on-one shot, but it was just really good coverage. And listen, the corner was already set up in good position to run with that route. He started about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, kind of had a head start, and he just bump and ran with Josh Washington right there. Just good coverage.
So third down from the 29 of Perry. Here's Amari out of a shotgun. He'll give it back inside. This is going to be Smart. Oh, they wanted a face mask call. Boy, look at Danny Britt riding the official over here on the near side. And you saw the head go back the other way. The body changed directions. The feet kept going.
Yeah, I think that was a horse collar, if anything.
And it's going to be fourth down at about 3. Do you go for this or you kick the field goal?
I think you go for it.
Fourth down and 2.5.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. And Ron Mallard comes in.
If anything, you try to draw him off.
So here's Burst. He's hard counting. Now he's going to check back.
Oh, they got the flag.
They got him.
They got the flag.
Offside against Perry. Wow. Free first down. BC Brothers moving the chains. And move a first down here. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 18.
Yeah, it's just a great play call and great coaching there from Danny Britt, realizing, hey, we can get our field goal team in there if we want to, but let's take this chance, hard count, and then we put the field goal team in. And just now you continue this drive. That's great coaching.
Twins either side. Omari in the shotgun. They'll put it Ron Mallard to the right side. Give is to Smart. They'll reverse back the other way. And can they get the corner turn? And Bubba trying to stay on his feet, and he'll get back to the 20-yard line. Going to lose 2. And that play kind of blown up once it came back the other direction. You're asking your quarterback for a lead block, and he was going to have to block 2 guys. And that's not a good scenario for your quarterback.
That's about as impressive of a negative 2-yard run as you're going to see, because they had him dead to rights about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So just, hey, scrap it, go on to the next play.
So second down and 12 here for BC from the Perry 20. Cadets will go under center out of the flex bone. And the counter to Jack Gannum. He'll come back near side 15. Runs a man over at the 15 and shoves him down to the 13. So a nice gain there on second down. Cuts it in about half. It'll be 3rd and medium.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where the far side official's marking it, but there you go.
So on the 13, they got to get to the 8.
Hey, you cut it in half there, so now you can run it, pass it. The full playbook's open right here.
Larson Little about to come in at fullback. And my guess will become the lead blocker for Bubba Frazier. No, he's going to tell Bubba something, who's in the Wildcat. BC trying to get lined up. And somebody doesn't know where they're supposed to be. It's Amari Burse at wide receiver. Here's the snap to Bubba. Bubba's going to come straight left. Turn it back inside. Does he get down there? No, he's at the 10. And it's going to bring up 4th down again. Short. Run it again. He went for it last time. And 4th down, they marked him back to the 11, so he needs 3 here on 4th down. Stanley Smart to the right of Amari Burst. They'll put a man in motion now, counter him back. They tried to hard count. Perry not jumping this time, and Danny Britt wants a timeout.
I think Danny's going to kick it.
And we're already down to 7.5 minutes here in the 4th quarter. So they're going to talk this over before Connor Ferguson comes on. It'll be from the left hash. And you're looking, what, Christian, maybe a 28, 29-yarder, maybe?
Yeah, you feel like you're in Connor Ferguson range here pretty comfortably, but it's just that the victories of the Perry defense just letting you get deep and then forcing you into a field goal attempt just hurts.
You got momentum defensively, though, if you're BC. That's why some people say, well, you're down. It's only doesn't give you the lead. It makes it a one-score game. But the way your defense is played, you could also kick a field goal to win it.
Yeah, and you kick a field goal, and regardless if they score a touchdown, it's still a one-possession game.
So Connor Ferguson will trot out with the offense here to try to draw the Cadets within one. What a wild third quarter and a half of fourth quarter we've had of football so far.
Yeah, again, the two non-offensive touchdowns for Perry looming large here.
As I say, I think that's why you make this call as well. Your defense has played well. It's been a pick six and a kickoff return for a touchdown. Let's see where they place it down. It'll be on the 18, so a 28-yarder for Connor Ferguson here off the left hash. Out of the hold of Robert Leonard. The snap is good. Get it down. And the kick, he just shanked it. And it kind of knuckled up there. So a win for the Perry defense. And now the BC defense has got to hop right back on the field. Just never got any height on it and kind of knuckled it up there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a bad hold or what, but that is just awkward. And it was always going left. And so now, Kevin, you have to rely on that defense here. They got to come up big.
31-27.
But if there is a bonus, it's on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, BC's kind of figured some things out defensively, I think.
And it starts with stopping the run, and that's what you got to do here.
Have they changed quarterbacks again? Have they gone back to Colin McDaniel? I think they have.
Unless you got a haircut, then yeah.
So here's the toss out in the flat. It's caught right at the stick. Nice open field tackle on the far side.
And that's just kind of a bait coverage right there. You bail and you make the quarterback see that flat route, and then you just snap to it.
That was JoJo Sutton in coverage.
And he's had an outstanding season so far for the Cadets.
Haven't said his name a lot tonight, and that's probably a good thing because he's locking it down over there. So, again, they go with Cullen McDaniel at quarterback here to start this drive, 2nd and 9. Going to throw it. It is caught, and that's going to be a first down. I think just talking about JoJo fell down on the coverage. And they'll move the chains here, 1st and 10.
Yeah, same kind of play. He just ran it a little bit yarder, stemmed there at the sticks, and JoJo Sutton just lost his footing trying to come back with him.
How about McDaniel coming in cold, hadn't played all half, and trying to lead a drive here for Perry. Again, one of 3 quarterbacks who's played tonight. Here's the snap. They'll play action out into the flat, and a bubble screen nicely played, and Wyatt Esterbrook just shoved his man into Keel Sparks and knocked him over, and that's how he made the tackle.
Yeah, he tackled him with his own guy right there, and that one just kind of a floater out there. He doesn't have quite the same arm as the other quarterback, so it's getting interesting here late in this game.
2nd down and 9 3/4 for Perry.
Appreciate the Harry Potter reference there, Kevin.
Here's McDaniel out of a shotgun. They've got an H-back to the right. He'll look here to the near side.
My goodness.
And he got wrapped up third. Scroggins going to bring him down. And he just did some eating on the right tackle of Perry that time. And it's going to be 3rd and 18.
Bull rush. If you look up bull rush in the dictionary, that play is going to be next to it. Third got inside that dude, stayed low, grabbed him by the shoulder pads, and just sacked his quarterback with his own offensive lineman. That was Division I Power 4 level football right there.
So a big 3rd down here for the Cadets. Got to get off the field. 3rd and about 18. They got to get out to the BC 41 for a first down. Here's McDaniel out of a pistol. Now they'll go back to his left. They'll motion a tight end and an H-back. Here's the snap. Play action. McDaniel, they try a throwback. Look at 3rd. Play contained. Out there on the outside, and he throws it away. Very easy to say, I'm going to go get some quarterback, and 3rd just kind of hung out and waited and held his spot.
Yeah, they try to come back with a little throwback, and Third Scroggins just knows, hey, if somebody's not blocking me, something's wrong. And so he just kind of held his ground and got in the quarterback's face. What a massive, massive stand from this BC defense. You give up the 1 first down, but outside of that, it was clamps. And again, barring an outstanding punt, you should get the ball on their side of the field.
So here is Camp to punt it away from the Perry 10. Just roll run on the turf here. That'd be nice. It's a nice snap. And Camp going to get into one. It's a wobbly line driver going to be caught at the BC 42. Coming back near side. Got a wall set up at the 50, 45 and drugged down.
43 is a ball player, man.
As Bubba Frazier and as Christian mentioned there, 43 had the pick 6. That is Ashlon Ashley. And it'll be first and 10 BC. Kevin. I'm not going to try to say it again.
I mean, he's laid the lumber on a couple of kickoffs. As you mentioned, he's the one who caught that tip pass and took it back for a touchdown. 43 is a ball player.
Stack receivers way out wide to the right. One receiver here to the near side. Here's Amari out of a shotgun. He'll give it coming inside. This is Smart inside the 40. Off the left side to the 38. Give him a gain of about 7 on first down.
And it's just they've gone to their bread and butter, and it's the buck sweep. And it gives your running back like 3 different options. He can cut it inside. He can take it a little bit to the outside and then cut it up, or you take it all the way to the edge. But, Kevin, you kind of see what starts to happen is you're starting to roll that defensive line.
And we've got an injured Perry Panther down, and he's suffering from the cramp, something you don't see a lot of in late October.
Yeah, but like we mentioned, that defense has been on the field for a long time here in the second half.
And so now an interesting situation here is they tend to the Perry defensive lineman who's got those cramps. Oh, they got both legs trying to stretch them out.
I've been there.
It's 31-27. Inside of 5 minutes, you've used a timeout already for BC. A field goal doesn't do you any good. A touchdown obviously gives you the lead. Do you burn clock and try to score? Right now, we just score.
It's still your backup quarterback in there. I know he's now been the quarterback for a couple of weeks, but don't try to get fancy here. You just take what's there. If something busts open, go and try to score that touchdown. Just get in the end zone, let your defense. They're playing too good to try to protect them and keep them off the field.
So the injured lineman for Perry, I believe it's going to be number 99, Noah Clark, 6'1", 232-pound junior.
Yeah, he's had a really good game as well, just staying in there and taking a lot of the brunt of that BC offensive line, and it's just both sides. You get late in these games where you got guys leaning on you who are just as good, just as physical. It's tough, but hopefully the young man's all right.
And this has been everything you would have hoped it would have been to this point, minus BC having the lead right now.
Kevin, that was a bold strategy. They used the 200-pound trainers to try to pick up the 300-pound defensive lineman, and he's just going to do it by himself and hop on 1 foot off to the sideline.
So 4:41 to go in this ball game. Cadets have it 2nd and short. Going to be 2nd and 3. And they need a touchdown to take the lead. Trips here to the short side, one receiver up top. Amari's going to change the protection and check back here to the near side.
Yeah, plenty of time. Over 30 seconds on the play clock right now. Just trying to get him to jump, pick up a cheap first down.
And here's the snap. Amari going to give it to Stanley Smart. Hops inside. Stanley will get to the 37, maybe the 36. It'll be 3rd down and about, we'll call it 2 here on 3rd down. So a huge play. Obviously, at this point of the ball game, this is 4-down territory. Object number 1, get the first down.
Yeah, 2 plays to get 2 yards here. And that time, Perry defended it really well. Just very violent from the linebackers coming up to defend that one. Struck the offensive line, able to make a big tackle.
Here's the snap to Burst on 3rd down. He'll give it straight ahead inside the 35. That's going to be a first down. And I think that might have been Bubba running it that time. And it was. And Bubba slowly becoming the just give it to me guy for BC. Bryce Baker was that guy last year. Bubba's turning into that guy this year.
And it
should be a first down. The ball is inside the 35. Danny Britt's going to have a conniption. The stick is at the 35 across the way.
What is the conversation?
There's nothing to measure.
Yeah, thank you. The white hat steps in and says, guys, what are we doing?
It's a full football length inside on the other side of the first down.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You treat the first down like a touchdown. If the ball breaks the plane of the yard marker, it's a first down.
So 1st and 10,
Goodness
BC
gracious.
Brothers moving the chains, first down. Here with just over 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Cadets trying to put together potentially a game-winning drive here on this possession. Omari in a shotgun. He's got twins up top, one receiver here to the short side. He'll take the snap. He'll give it to Bubba. Bubba goes straight ahead, and Perry was all over that. And do you have enough confidence to pull that?
Well, not if it's not called.
Yeah.
And
it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's a design give. And he didn't really have a choice there on whether or not to pull it. But, again, that time Perry just completely selling out on stopping the run.
They go to the flex bone. Here's to give. Jack Ganem coming around near side, cuts it back
What a
inside.
block by Scroggins.
And he's going to get inside the 30 to the 29. Give him 6 on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
You know, Ralph Scroggins there just absolutely obliterating a linebacker. And what's so hard to stop about that, which is why I think they'll probably run it again here, is you can know it's coming, but you have to execute.
Same formation. They do give it again. And here it is. Jack Ganem leaning. Does he get there? He gets down to the 25. That is right at the sticks. I think he's going to be inches short.
It's going to be 4th and 1.
So 4th and 1, and really no decision here for BC. You've already used one of your timeouts.
I mean, it is 4th and half a football.
It is 4th and half a foot. And this is where you miss 6-3 at the quarterback spot just to go forward with it.
But, man, you've been leaning on him.
Yeah, not necessarily the ball game, but it makes it precarious if you don't pick this up.
I'm putting it in number 4's hands.
So Bubba's in the Wildcat. They stack a couple of receivers to the left. They got a tight end, and now what do we have? A flag comes in from the head official.
They're still getting set.
Illegal substitution against BC. And Danny Britt is about to blow a gasket.
Yeah, 12 on the field.
So 12 men on the field. You still got to go for it.
Oh, yeah.
It just changes your play call a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a mental error. You go Wildcat, something you really haven't run all season, and you have 12 men on the field, and they got set. So that's just boneheaded error, but you got to execute.
So here's 4th and 6. Clock rolling at 2:15 to go here in the ball game. Trips up top, one receiver to the near side. The snap to Amari. He'll roll to the right. Amari looking, winds up, throws, caught.
Dropped.
He dropped it. Had Jack Ganem at the 20. That would have been a first down and just couldn't hang on.
That was a perfect throw. Just I think Jack started looking at scoring a touchdown instead of just picking up the first down, man. And he's been Mr. Reliable. But here you go, 3 downs.
And now it's a situation where you got 2 timeouts. Perry, I wouldn't imagine, is going to throw this ball a whole lot. And let's see if they kind of do what BC was doing and just put Ahmad Gordon in a Wildcat and say, just go run it. They go with Cullen McDaniel, the quarterback. Again, he's not necessarily a runner. And they'll have Gordon offset of him. And now if you're Danny Britton Company, it's how do you choose to use those timeouts?
I mean, this is 3rd and goal right now. This is how you got to attack this defensively.
So here's the snap. They'll give it to Gordon, and 3rd Scroggins and company going to get him after a gain of about 3. And I think they're going to wait on 2nd and 3rd down to use those timeouts.
And Danny Britt just furious right now because, again, that should have been 4th and 1, but just a coaching error.
And now you got a 40-second play clock here. So if you can get a stop, you're going to get it back with about a minute.
And what hurts is that missed field goal earlier, too. You were in field goal range there to at least try it and take the lead.
And again, if you're Danny Britt, you say, why not go ahead and use it now? I mean, you're going to lose these seconds either way. So 2nd down and about 6. Perry will motion an H-back and tight end to the left. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Gordon, and they have it nicely blocked. He'll run into his own man, and BC closes the gap after a gain of only 2. A nice downfield tackle, and now BC will use one of those timeouts. That was Mekhi Williams crashing down to probably save the first down. They gave him forward progress. It's going to be 3rd and 3, Christian, so a precarious situation for the BC defense here with just one timeout left.
Yeah, and if you're Perry, are you just thinking, hey, 4-down territory, right? They're not going to have any timeouts left. You got a chance now, 2 downs to pick up a first down. Just go ahead and put this one to bed.
Or do to BC what they did to you to get them to jump.
You got to know it's coming.
And I think if you're in the cadet huddle here on the near sideline, it's do not jump off sides and go get the football. I think, Christian, I feel pretty comfortable. We all know who's getting it. It's just, can you read your keys and get off blocks to go shut it down?
Yeah, you got to slant. You got to overcommit. You got to do everything you can to get in the backfield. If they beat you with a play action, you just tip your cap. But they can't run right at you and get these 3 yards.
Ahmad Gordon will be the tailback. Let's see how they choose to play this. Do they go double running back there? They put in your guy number 43. He's going to be a tight end here. They don't have a quarterback on the field. It's going to be a wildcat snap to Gordon or DeCorian Daniels. Everybody in there tight. 3rd and 3. High snap. They're going to bring it down to Daniels. BC flows, and they're going to bring him down short. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And Danny Britt running and calling timeout. And 2 more seconds ran off the clock. Should be a minute 2, and I think Danny Britt saying we need 2 more seconds. And that's rightfully so. Should be a minute 2 on the clock. And now Perry on 4th and 4, Christian, you got to punt the football.
Yeah, in this situation, when they take you backwards like that, it's a 4th and a long 4, probably 4th and 5 at this point. You got to kick it away. Your punter's done an excellent job tonight. Your special teams has done an excellent job tonight of tackling. You put BC deep with no timeouts left in less than a minute.
They give him 1, so they split the difference. A minute 1 left on the clock. And now, again, giving a young quarterback, how hard do you come after this punt, or do you just say, hey, we're going to take it wherever we take it?
I set up return because it's not going to get to the end zone. I'm setting up return, and I'm letting the ball. It's a free play for Bubba Frazier. And there's 3 coaches down there counting players right now.
And Coach Britt, I think, is about to have a meltdown about guys who's like, how do you not know you're on punt team in week 9?
I don't know if it was so much that. I think he's putting his best hands team and tacklers out there just in case something happens.
So here we go. Oh, they're going for it. Oh, now BC's got to get their defense on the field. They had the return team. They're going to allow him to substitute. Perry's going for this. I wonder if they're going to pooch kick out of the Wildcat.
Or if they're going to try to get him to jump.
It's 4th and 5. It'd put him right at a first down if BC jumps off sides. Boy, I'm surprised at this call here. They go under center.
Hard count.
Yeah, given the tailback's body language, I don't think they're going to hike this football.
That's just that Ashton Genty look. Don't jump, don't jump, don't jump.
Boy, they got BC kind of surprised. Yeah, they're trying to get him to jump. BC's not falling for it. Now they're going to call timeout. Smart play by Kevin Smith for Perry, Christian, because BC had to hold up and sub the whole defensive unit back out there.
But the officials did it correctly. They subbed because if you sub, BC gets a chance to sub. So that's just a great job by the official.
And there's Connor Camp. Again, on the shotguns, we've seen a lot of high snaps, not so much on the punts.
Yeah.
As if you're worried about a special teams here. Now, Camp has had some nice high spirals, and he's had some low wobblers. You'd like to kind of see a low wobbler right here and get it and go.
All right, count them, Coach.
So here we go. Bubba Frazier, Makai Williams back deep for BC. Camp is back at his 21. So here we go. A minute 1 here in the ball game. BC has no timeouts. And the snap dug out. A line driver is going to hit and take a Perry roll back to the 25. Bubba going to try to come across the field, try to outrun the angle all the way back to the 20, coming near side. Bubba's going to cut back, still on his feet at the 25 and brought down at the 27, 28-yard line. Burn up a lot of time doing that.
It was a great directional punt, and again, just perfect coverage, staying at home and you burn up 15 seconds of clock on that punt return. And now if you're Benedictine, you've got to go 72 yards in 45 seconds.
It's got to be in the end zone, and Omari Burst with a chance to write his name in the BC lore if you put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying.
And no timeouts. If Perry plays it loose, knowing just keep you out of the end zone, you might be able to get across the 50 fairly quickly if you can just work the sidelines.
And one thing Perry has not done tonight is drop back and play deep coverage.
So here we go. Twins either side on 1st and 10. The snap to Omari. Looking. He's going to step up in the pocket, forced to run, and he makes a beeline near sideline, going to run out of bounds at the 32. So give him a couple of yards, maybe 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, they'll trade 5 yards for 5 seconds at this point.
They'll put trips out to the right. Iran Mallard, Ganem, and Bubba Frazier.
You just got to find your one-on-ones.
Here's Burst. He'll roll to his right, looking. Amari still looking, and a wind-up throw underneath. He was looking for Ganem. Okay. That was kind of the same play they missed on 4th down, but it would have been a 1st down, but incomplete.
Yeah, just a flood. You're going to have a guy go deep, and then you have a guy about 12 yards coming towards the sideline, and then another guy underneath that. And you cut the field in half to make things simple. But now, Kevin, you're kind of worried about picking up a 1st down here.
So 3rd down and a long 5. They need the 38-yard line for a 1st down. Twins either side. And here's Burst. Low snap, dugout, looking. Amari caught. Josh Washington 1st down at the 43. Did not get out of bounds, so the clock will run as soon as they get the chain set. And BC's got to get somebody up. Smart play. They're trying to wait to get down. Clock runs. Snap. They're going to spike it. And 27 seconds to go.
Yeah, and that's the one thing with your backup quarterback in there right now. You have to get the play calls in from the sideline. Don't know how comfortable you are right now just signaling on the go to the quarterback.
You're on your own 44, and you got that far to go in 27 seconds.
I'd say you got to get to about the 50 if you're going to do a Hail Mary.
Can somebody sneak past the defensive back here? Perry starting to play off. They roll Burst to his right. Omari's going to throw it underneath, and they're going to lose yardage. Back at the 38. He tried to just get rid of it. BC's got to get lined up. I don't know if everybody's going to get back, and now they threw the football away from the ref.
That should be a flag.
Oh, it was BC that did it, not on purpose. Okay. 10 seconds. They're trying to set the football, and now it's down to 5 seconds, and they spiked the football. They tried to throw the football to the official. It went over his head, and they lost 12 seconds trying to recover the football.
All right, well, you ready for some laterals?
That's what you got to do. Ware is up 24-21 on Warner Robins with 90 seconds to play.
And Perry's trying to get a timeout.
Yeah, Kevin Smith, I think he's saying, hey, guys, we want 10 of you on the goal line. Do not let them get behind you and in the end zone. And I think that's the scary part if you're playing BC. Too many guys that are quick and shifty when you start lateraling the football, that you flow one direction, and all it takes is too many guys going one direction, and it opens up the other way.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, though, where, man, this looks clunky even at the NFL level. So I'm very curious what BC has. You don't practice this a whole lot.
And, again, when you say Hail Mary, I mean, again,
this is not a Hail Mary.
This is on the edge of Stephen Cannon's range to try to get it to the end zone. I don't think Amari could get it there. So you got to do something just to create space and keep the ball going.
There's not a whole lot of quarterbacks that could get it to the end zone from here because you're taking a 5-step drop and you're going to be throwing from about the 33. There's not a whole lot of quarterbacks that got 70 yards of air. So, yeah, this is going to be on the ground. And just lateral central.
Perry's got 3 men back at their own 35, so they're 25, 30 yards off the ball. 3-man rush for the Panthers. Here's Burst on a straight drop, looking over the middle. Has Washington. They'll run the little hook and ladder. His ball's loose. It's fumbled, and it's going to be picked up, recovered by Perry. And that'll do it, unfortunately, for the Cadets here in this one.
Yeah, it was a great
31-27 going to be the final.
It was a great play call. They had 2 laterals on. and you get big chunks. If they were able to get that one lateral there, it could have gone the distance, but what a game.
And where Warner Robins went final the same time as this one. And BC with a tough loss. Now, Christian, you'll battle for your playoff lives next Thursday night against New Hampstead, who rolled over Wayne County tonight. Final score, Perry 31, BC 27. Christian and I are coming right back with the attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show right here from Memorial Stadium on WatchBCSports.com.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware.
At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Groups 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com. Walker Jones is your automotive superstore on Memorial Drive in Waycross. All the best brands: Chevy, Cadillac, GMC, Toyota, Nissan, and Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, plus our pre-owned supercenter. And we're the home of the lifetime warranty. Come let us treat you like friends and good neighbors should.
Hey, I'm Mike Cuneo, General Manager at Walker Jones. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Online at walkerjones.com.
Walker Jones.
Final score tonight, 31-27. BC falls to Perry in a tough one. Christian Gokel, we begin the attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show. And I think when we talk to Danny Britt, the theme of this one's going to be missed opportunities and really costing yourself. A 100-yard touchdown return for a touchdown. A ball gets tipped, batted down the line of scrimmage, intercepted, returned for a touchdown. There's 14 points. You lose by 4. The lost opportunities and missed points added up very quickly. You talk about stealing possessions. There were 2 stolen right there by Perry, and that was certainly a big difference in the ballgame.
Yeah, and you miss a field goal where Connor Ferguson just doesn't miss from that close in, and you probably could have hit another field goal attempt there later in the game, but you have to go for it down by 4 there. So it's just it's not – people look at this, and when you look back on the season, which BC still is in play to make the playoffs, but you look back, and it's going to be – missed opportunities against these teams where you had a chance to beat them and you just kind of kicked yourself and tripped over your own feet. And literally it goes back, Kevin, to that Wyatt Easterbrook interception there where he gets tripped up by the quarterback. And I'll be curious to look at the film, but for all the world to me, it looks like the quarterback kicked him to tackle him. And very next play, ball gets tipped and intercepted and taken the other way, 14-point swing. That proves to be the difference in this football game. I mean, Wyatt takes that in, you got a 2-score lead at that point in the game, and I don't know, just the way that the defense was playing, that they could have come back from that. So it's you have 4th and 1, and you have 12 men on the field. It's just all the mistakes that you can't make you made, and that ends up being the difference. But with all that in mind, it's 31-27 against the defending state champs with your backup quarterback in the game who played, I thought he played phenomenally. And it's those mistakes that are going to crush you, but it's also you're going to go back and watch this tape and be like, we still have a super talented team. We got to win one game to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's probably left 15 points, 14 to 17 points out on the field.
He kicked 2 field goals inside the 5.
4th and 6, had a first down that was dropped there as well late in the ball game. So had opportunities. You're going to take it on the wrong side. And now, as you said, Christian, it sets up for a short week, a Thursday night against New Hampstead. If you don't win that, your season's over. If you do win, depending on how it plays out, Warner Robins lost to Ware. So you're talking about a 3 seed to go on the road in the first round, something they haven't done in a while, and play a 2 seed in the playoffs. That's just what you got to do with a win.
Right.
And again, I think Warner Robins and Perry would play next week, looking at all the matchups, and depending on how that one goes, could throw some things into the balance. So maybe an outside shot at a home playoff game, but I'm thinking not very much. Most likely you're on the road, most likely playing for the 3 seed with a win over New Hampstead next Thursday.
Yeah, and again, I think with that game, you have a lot more confidence going into New Hampstead than you did coming into this game, because there are still a lot of question marks. Wayne County hasn't won a football game this year. They just lost 40-7 again tonight. So you really didn't know what you had coming out of that Wayne County game. You just went toe-to-toe with a defending state champ, and you should have won the football game. So it's those mistakes that hurt, but at the same time, you have a really talented team, and the playoffs start next week for the Cadets.
For all intents and purposes, then you get an off week, which was supposed to be the last week anyways, and then you get into the playoffs. But yeah, this is a team that is again going through a little bit of the hey, we got to refine ourselves and refigure out what we can do best. I thought offensively they did that. Defensively, it's easy to look and say, they really played well. Kick return and a defensive touchdown, not on the defense.
Right.
So you can say, hey, defending state champs.
You gave up 17 points.
Yeah. We gave us a chance to win. It just didn't happen for us there at the end of even then, when you only had 2 timeouts, they got you the ball back.
Right.
Again, a precarious situation, but they got you the ball back. So I thought defensively they played well. I'll be interested to talk to Coach Britt coming up here in just a little bit about his thoughts. But Christian, let's look at what happened here in this game before we look down the road. And let's start with that defense, our stacked firewood defensive player of the game here for tonight's ball game. A number of guys I thought played well. Where are we going for the stacked firewood defensive player of the game?
Yeah, I think you can go a few different ways. I think Isaiah Jones had a really good game. I think Wyatt Easterbrook came up with a bunch of huge plays, really had some nice coverage there in this one. But, man, it's got to be Third Scroggins. I feel like that guy just dominated and took over in the second half when he needed to. And it started with stopping the run, setting the edge and crashing people inside. And then there was a couple of plays, Kevin, in that second half where he just absolutely obliterated a tackle and drove him back into the quarterback. It started with Cam Cody in the middle, but Third Scroggins dominated like you need your big-time 4-star defensive end to dominate, and that's what kept BC in this football game.
Again, a great job there by Third. We go to our Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game for this week. Christian, what do we got?
I think there's a bunch of different guys who had outstanding football games, but I'm going to go with Amari Burst. Again, I know it's back-to-back weeks. I'll let you actually pick this time, Kevin, because we have one more game, and I have picked every time. For me, it's Amari Burst. I think Bubba Frazier certainly has to be up there, but in terms of the guy who executed consistently on offense, had one interception, but, it was just a kind of a bang-bang play in tight coverage, executed the offense, and kept the team in the football game, was explosive. To me, it's the quarterback.
Yeah, I think Jack Ganem, by and large, had another good ball game tonight. Offensively, he's become a good secondary receiver between him and –
Can we do this? Will you shake on it with me? We talked about it before the game, the entire offensive line. And when they go get their food from Cool Vibes, they're going to have to pick somebody. But I think the offensive line for BC was my player of the game.
Yeah, Ralph Scroggins had a tremendous
Let's
game.
go, Ralph.
Yeah.
Let's go, Ralph, because I saw him absolutely decimate a couple of guys.
We'll go with Ralph Scroggins there on the Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game. We'll step aside. We'll come back. We'll talk with Coach Danny Britt after this one and get ready for New Hampstead coming up on a short week when we come back here on the Attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just got to unwind.
win. Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Final score tonight, Perry 31, BC 27. Coach Danny Britt joining us here, and Coach Christian and I were talking about it. We'll get your thoughts. 31-27 had your opportunities, and maybe the speech was about missed opportunities from your end on finishing this ball game.
Yeah, it wasn't about, we didn't have our opportunities. We lost the game because we were undisciplined, and that's 100% on me. I'm embarrassed about it, and but we will fix it. I'm very, very proud of the effort, of the attitude, of how we kept fighting. Amari, I thought, did really good. We supported Amari. So I'm very, very proud of all of that. The way we lost it at the end is absolutely inexcusable, and that's 100% on me. I'm the head coach. So,
Coach, you had a lot of things that obviously, as a coach, you don't want to see happen. You had a batted ball return for a touchdown, a kick return for a touchdown, which I know you eat you up in terms of the special teams. And you missed a field goal. Otherwise, maybe on 4th and 1, you're trying to kick a go-ahead field goal. It seemed like a lot of things that don't necessarily happen to you a lot in football happened in this game.
It did, and again, that's not BC football, but it appears to be BC football this year, and that's on me. So I'm working on it. We're going to continue to work on getting better at that. But yeah, those things. That was a chip shot field goal. We can't miss that, and the snap and hold, we're fine. We got to put that through. The interception, yeah, that's unfortunate, but really we got to be more physical at the point of attack at the offensive line. You can't really blame Amari for that. The kick return is inexcusable. Now I haven't been able to see the film. I watched the film and see where we went wrong, and I have a feeling people will be replaced there. We just can't keep allowing mistakes like that.
Coach, defensively, you came out in the second half and really did a great job
Right.
defensively. Outside of I think just the two plays you just talked about there, really did a good job. And your playmakers, as you were talking pregame, need your playmakers to make plays. Third, certainly was huge again, coming off the edge there late in the game. Cam Cody holding a couple of guys down in the middle, and you were able to make some plays defensively in the secondary as well.
Yeah, I thought once we settled into what they were doing and started communicating, I thought Coach Howson did a good job making some changes, some adjustments, and the boys did a good job of accepting those adjustments and playing. So I was, from where I was standing, I'm proud of what they were doing.
Coach, as you mentioned Omari, I wanted to give you a chance just to talk kind of about that and the offense. You had a full week last week, another week. You went from Wayne to now defending state champ. How do you feel he's kind of handled that transition of, hey, I got to take over the starting job and kind of bring this on? And how do you think he's performed the last 2 weeks, kind of accepting that role?
Yeah, he's done incredible. I mean, it's his personality. He's a quarterback leader personality. He's calm, cool, collected, that type of guy. So that's not even surprised about that, but I think he's done a really good job. And, we were out here, going toe-to-toe with, the defending state champion and playing really well, and nobody would give us a chance once we lost Steven. I mean, so I'm proud of that. Very proud of him.
Speaking of the offense, senior night, I know you got a lot of them up front. The offensive line, we thought, played really well for you at times, and when you got some of the run game going there in the second half as well.
I think so. They must have been moving people. There was a few times I thought we had some holes, in the passing game that got to Amari. But other than that, definitely in the second half, I thought we were running the ball pretty daggum well.
Coach, you got a short week and a quick turnaround, and I guess the message is pretty simple. You got to beat New Hampstead if you want to keep playing.
Yeah, that's what I just told them. I mean, there's a good chance. One thing we know is, it was like death in here when Steven got hurt. I think we could all attest to that. I think everybody realized we were still a very good football team. We can play with anybody. We just did, and I really believe that. And what we got to do is go beat New Hampstead. If we don't, it's over, and we can pack it up and, for the first time in a very long time, not to be in the playoffs. But if we do beat them, there's a very good chance we could be a 3 seed. So, we want to get in, and we got a shot.
And after playing in this region, Coach, a a 3 seed, while not what you want, I mean, out of this region, you can still feel pretty good about going and beating people in playoffs.
Yeah, you definitely can. So that, that's what we've got to turn our. We're going to be mad for a little bit, but we got to turn our focus to that and go and win in that game. And if we win that game, then hey, we get another chance to play the game.
Coach, a tough loss tonight, but we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Coach Danny Britt joining us here on the post-game show. Is tough loss tonight, and Christian kind of echoing kind of what you said. Look, hey, did some things that can't happen. And I think when you talk about championship caliber football teams, he said, look, hey, if it's 4th and a foot, you can't have 12 guys on the field.
Right.
100-yard kickoff return, you can't do that. You just can't allow that to happen. So some things to get cleaned up. And again, I'll get your thoughts on this. You're going into a week where New Hampstead, record-wise, doesn't look good.
Right.
But Rashawn Truell threw for 600 yards against this Perry team.
Yeah.
And threw for 500 against you last year when you played New Hampstead. This is not going to be a walk in the park, we got it into the playoffs. This is one of those, I guess, dangerous games you talk about in sports where it's like, should you win? Probably. It's going to be awful interesting against New Hampstead next week.
And New Hampstead's fighting for the exact same thing you are. They have one region win right now. It's against Wayne, but if they beat you, it's 2-2, and they have the head-to-head over you. They're in the playoffs. So that's what you're playing for next week. Like Coach Britt said, it's either you're out or you're a 3 seed. The way it's going right now. So they're going to come in fired up. And when you can throw the football like they can, you're in any football game, and you're never really out of it until it hits 0-0 at the end of the game. So it's such a interesting dynamic because it's not a normal New Hampstead team like you've seen in the past. You're like, hey, we feel like we're going to roll them 30, 40 points. This team, like we saw last year, is a team that can come back from any deficit. And when you have a quarterback like Truell, who I think was like the first NIL quarterback in the Savannah, maybe in the state of Georgia, and it's for a reason. He is a really, really talented quarterback. For whatever reason, not being recruited as such. I don't know if it's height or what, but the dude can sling it, and that translates to any level. So it's going to be a dogfight next week, and they don't like you. And so they're going to come in here with a chance to go to the playoffs, send you home. That's just something that you got to be circling and preaching all week.
And Christian, you played a lot of football. How tough is this one to swallow? Because good football team, but as Coach Britt said, they're a good team. We lost the game. With things that we can't do offensively, defensively, we lost the game. How tough is that to swallow when it was, hey, we execute, we probably having a different discussion here in the postgame?
Yeah, it takes a little bit of an edge off of it where this isn't the last game, where this was scheduled to be the final game. That takes a little bit of the edge off of it. And if anything, like I said, I think there's a lot of positives to take away. Like Danny said, you gave up 2 non-offensive touchdowns, or you beat the defending state champs by double digits with your backup quarterback. So 2-3 weeks ago when we're sitting here, you don't know what the season looks like. Now you know you got a football team that can play with anybody in the state, and you have to go out and win one football game. And it's like the playoffs are coming 1 week early, and that's all it is. So, yes, it stinks because you could have pretty much guaranteed yourself a playoff spot by executing there in the second half, but all it is a quick turnaround, and maybe I think that might be a blessing in disguise because it's a short week. It compacts everything. You focus on that, and you go to work, and it's going to be on Halloween, so anything can happen.
Trick or treat. We'll see you back here on Halloween at Memorial Stadium for BC and New Hampstead. Final game of the regular season. Hopefully not the final game of the season, and there's playoffs that would lie ahead, although BC is going to have to do that on the road when it's all said and done. That's going to do it for us. Christian Gokel, I'm Kevin Thomas. Final score, Perry 31 and BC 27. We'll see you on Thursday night right here on WatchBCSports.com.